bloomerinos. Look what we're making for our front door. Do you want to make one with me? Come on, I'm going to show you how. All right, y'all, we're going to start off by prepping our base. And this time we're going to use a little bit of Gorilla Glue and we're going to use some hot glue, okay? I'm using just a little bit of foam. This is a floral foam and it's kind of the dense foam. It's a perfect one to use for any projects that we're using artificial flowers with. So it's dense and it's not sandy or crumbly. It's not made for water. It's for artificial flowers. And we just need a small little block of it. And my plan is to put that up here a little bit off center. You do have to think about, we can't put all the weight on one side or it will hang crooked. So keep that in mind when you're creating, but I like it. I like things not so matchy-matchy. So I'm gonna start with a little Gorilla Glue up here, like right above the holly leaf, right on this edge. Generally, if you can catch a little edge and a little bit of other elements in the design, it kind of will help it stay on there better. So I'm putting some hot glue on now. I'm dipping that in my glue pot. If you don't know what a glue pot is, just ask here and we'll share a video with you so you can learn all about our electric glue pot skillet. And you see I'm just kind of putting that off center a little bit. And while that starts to set up, we're going to start to make our design on here. I'm going to start off with our greenery first, and we're using this really beautiful snowy eucalyptus. So it's a nice, pretty snowy green. It'll help pick up this pretty green here, which we already know looks good with this color combo with the gold around the edge. So I'm going to take and cut these all off this bush right here, and we'll get this prepped. Some of these we're going to use long, some of them we're going to use shorter. So I'm just trimming everybody off. And when I'm teaching in design school how to create the beautiful floral designs we do, we talk about creating the perimeter with the greenery. And generally we do that first on most projects, but sometimes you might add greenery at a different point. But here we're going to do it first. So I'm going to take my first piece, and hopefully this has gotten set up. And I'm going to kind of come right down here on my left to start out shaping up my base, okay? So even though I want to do what we call breaking the plane of one item and bringing it over, I don't want to cover up all the words. I like for it to kind of dabble in the word area, but not completely cover it up. So I'm going to do two of these that are about the same length. I'm just trimming them down. And that way I've got some little pieces like this to come back and use later. I'm going to put this one on the right. That one's on the left, and we're just kind of doing what we call mirror placement right now. If you put it on the left, you put it on the right, going back and forth. All right, let's put a little bit more greenery in, and let's just go right beside where we put the other, coming a little bit more this way, a little bit down to the right. Now come back to your left, come on back to your left, and we're gonna work, I'm doing the same thing. I'm taking that little section off, and now I'm gonna go up a little higher here. So basically when you're floral designing, you're going to create lines and you want to create depth and dimension, and all of that helps a look come together. You see what we've got going? And we're going to stop there with the snowy greenery for right now, because we'll bring some more of that back in the design a little bit, but that's a good baseline. Next, we've got our fun bell pick. I love this one because these bells are of course going to give a jingle jangle when it's on the door. You got the pretty metal there, you pick up the metal from there. So whenever you see me designing, there's a lot of thought put in a design because we need the whole look to kind of come together with the materials. And that's how you get a more designer look, a polished look, when you follow the directions I'm giving you to help put these things together. Better off, grab a kit from us whenever we have kits available, because those help make it super easy to kind of get a look going. We're going to shake hands with this just like we would in design school. So you're going to take your time, just like I teach my KDS bloomerinos. You have to take your time and you have to be patient. You're paying for really nice, beautiful quality florals, but if you don't take the time to fluff out each section, then you are going to be frustrated in the look you're getting. If you just leave it all clumped up, we want to take and separate them into beautiful sections. That's what we just did there. Now this piece is going to go right here and kind of pop over to the right. We're going to have, oh my gosh, I love that we have this holly in here. I look for such beautiful holly, and that holly is just popping right out of there. All right, now let's come on either side with the other two bell sprays. And I'm shaping it out again. We're going to come in over here, going to the right. I love that. We'll just keep touching it up, pushing these into the foam. sure that bell's in there really good. He is. I'm going to tuck him right there. And then our third bell spray is going to kind of come down this way, right here between those greeneries. We're going to tuck that in. These kind of projects are a blast because they're not going to take a big commitment for you if you're just trying out this hobby for the first time. This is pretty simple. You don't have to go purchase a bunch of stuff. You're just going to need some hot glue. You're going to need a little bit of foam, and then you can snag a kit or grab the supplies from us and it'll come right to your door, and you're not running around crazy trying to find everything. All right, you can see what a great base we have going. Now we're going to put a bow on there. We made this bow in another video, so the link for this bow is here in the supply list for this project. And all I'm going to need to do is I'm going to add it to a little piece of wire called a U-pin. We have a cable tie there in the back, and I'm going to be able to tie that right onto my little U-pin, okay? It's a little metal pin shaped in a shape of a U, and it is found in the floral selection, the floral section of most of your craft stores. Now I'm going to take and put it right in the center, okay? And we're going to go ahead and put that in now. So I'm going to put a little glue on my U-pin and just tuck that puppy right in there. Up over here. You're looking so pretty, girl. You beautiful. Oh my gosh. And then that just pops right there. Isn't that cute? I love this. I love when it comes together just how I hope it's going to come together. Because we've got this metallic ribbon. We've got the metallic in the bells. And then we've got the beautiful sheen of the enamel look sign. It all just pulls together so pretty. All right, so now we need to go ahead and start to tuck in around the bow. So remember our smaller pieces of the eucalyptus that's glittered. We're going to start to put those in and around here, okay? So let's put a couple coming down first. Oh yeah, perfect. And we're going to start to watch our glue strings. They'll pull right off this sign if they get on there. It's no big deal. But you want to put these right at the transition of the bow. And let's have one maybe come down a little bit. We got our cute little bell hanging out here. We can move her more to the middle if we want. I think that's always kind of cute. Just wiggle it over, let it kind of come out the middle of the bow. Now I let a little greenery come down. I like that. But if you want it a little shorter, you can always come in and just like take off a couple of leaves. Like boom, a little less. No big deal. Do a little haircut. All right, and I'm going to come up above and we're going to pop a little in here, and you can kind of see how it's starting to shape out. So we filled that in. We got our fun bells. But we're not done. We have a berry pick. And the reason we're going to use the berry pick in here too, it's got a little bit of frosty, icy snow, so it matches this look. We're going to use this to bring that red color in the bow into the greenery a little bit. So I'm going to just take this really quickly and we're going to just tear. And generally when you tear, you get longer stems where the wires kind of come down. And we're going to do that. There you go. And I'll pull my little holly leaves off. And then I'll leave this little top part as one cluster. Pull that out. And I could just trim that. Now when you do tearing like that, you got to clean up those edges always. And now I'm ready to put some of these berries in and these little pine cones right between where we have the bells. So I'm going to take this first piece right here and we're going to use it right up the middle because it's just a perfect spot. Just lay that right on top of that eucalyptus we had already put in. And I'm just going to hold on to my foam while I'm pushing it in so I don't get overly aggressive and go crazy because that glue is still kind of warm from when we put it on there. Okay, that looks really pretty right up the middle. And now let's go here. I'm going to separate the berries out. This one's like a cluster of 3, so we can separate that. So we'll have a couple of these. These could kind of come down from the center. Get a good amount of glue on these wires because that will help it stay better because it's kind of a thinner wire. They're going to go into the foam nicely, but you need to make sure you're getting a good amount of glue. Oh, put that layer that right in there. Ooh, ooh, it's breaking the plan of the ribbon. Na, 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 na. Oh gosh, I love that. Okay, we went that way. Now let's go this way. And let's work between these clusters. And I'm going to use one berry over here between these two. We're just going to tuck that in pretty. And then let's do a little bit over here. It's a little bit fatter berry. I'm going to have that one come there. And this one has a cool twig that we're going to use too. Look at this twig. It's kind of a reddy brown. So I'm just going to make my own little cluster. Just going to twist these together. Comes out this side. And I'll curl those just up on my finger and I get that really pretty fun curl. Let's bring that over right in here. Oh my gosh. Doing all this detail work is so fun, so relaxing. Yes, and it kind of sprays down a little bit more. We've got one pine cone here that I know will look super cute tucked by that bow. So I'm going to trim that down. And he's going to go right in here. Oh, you guys are going to have so much fun making this. I think you're going to probably keep this for yourself because these are adorable. Adorable. All right, now I'm going to take my little last piece of the eucalyptus, and what I want you to do is cut this into little single or double sections, really small. And our job is to now go in and fill anywhere we've got little holes or we need a little touch of that glittery part. And just take your time and fill this right in to kind of camouflage your foam behind. Walk on either side, take a look. Okay, how's it look from underneath? Where do I need to add a little bit more? Once you do that, you're going to come up with the cutest looking ornament that you've ever seen. And who doesn't love "Have yourself a merry little Christmas"? Isn't that perfect? It's a perfect saying for the beautiful holiday season. And I think you've got it. You got it. You could do this. Hello, Blue Marinos. It's Kali. Are you ready to make this Christmas tree? And let's get started. That down, and then I always put hot glue mixed with it. And between the two, I usually get a really nice, stable base. So I'm just going to dip these puppies in, put one on each side. One of the first steps in my projects is I'm going to green out a base. So I'm going to start by breaking this big pick down. So I'm going to start here with my longest pieces to go in to set that perimeter. We're going to go into that foam. We've given it a little time to set up. I'm going to come right in and we're going to push those in. Number one's in. Now I'm going to go on the other side and do the same thing. I'll bring this in. There we go. So we got a great start. So the next thing we want to do is kind of pop in these pine. We're going to take this pine and kind of cut it down a little. I'm going to cut this into two pieces here. So I get two nice picks from one. And then we're going to start to kind of fill in a little bit around the edges here. All right, let's bring it in. Push it in right there. There's one kind of coming low. All right, let's bring this one in here. Pretty. Bring this in. And let's go over on the other side over here with this one. So we get this nice wispy pine. And I love long needle pine. That's really nice quality like this one, because then you get this pretty wispy look. We could probably cut and steal a little from these, just get a little fullness down below. Just take a little out, like grab a little bit of it, and you'll never even see it gone. Perfect. Okay, that looks great. I'm going to use these little wispy pieces on the end. So you can do the pattern you want. We're just working from the center, working out, really watching our transition so we have that clean look. That's something I preach in design school every week. There it is, a super simple, cute bow. I'm going to take and make a little, add a little floral pin to the back. They're like little U-pins like this. And they work great to hold moss. We use them to go in the back of our bow right here because we're going to pin this bow in to the base, okay? I'm going to come in the back, and now I'm going to add some glue to the back of my floral pin. And one of the reasons we're putting this in first is so we can get into that foam and mount in right here. And I'm going to kind of tuck that around the side. Now you see how cute it is? Isn't that adorable? Let's take these tails and do something fun with them. I'm just going to dovetail them pretty cute. Kind of let them poke out here. Just make that little V cut and just fold it in half and just cut up towards the end of the ribbon. And you cut on the fold. So that way you always get that little V, all right? Let those fly out. You can curl them up too and just have so much fun with the curls. So we're going to use this fun piece. And this one we're going to do a little bit differently than normal. Instead of cutting it out in sections, I'm literally going to pull this one down. Like every little wire is going to be separate because we want to kind of spread it around our design here. I love these snowflakes. And this is one reason I picked them out because they're glittery, but they have a rustic look too, which goes so good with this tree here. come out to the right over here, and we're going to put our first piece. It's a little of the pine cone. Oh, that looks great over here. Pulls in that creamy look. It's got a little glitter. I love it. Bring this in. I just hold my base as I'm putting everybody in. We're going to kind of, how about we have this one kind of come down? I'm big on not things being all matchy. It's okay if they're a little bit different. What's most important is that you get the shape right when you put them in. And that's something I teach in class to help you learn, you know, where every piece is going. But they don't have to be identically matching just because we have it in the center. And I'm just going to take my little snowflakes and we're going to kind of go between the bow here and let them kind of come out and break the plane of that bow. You know how much I love that. We could totally leave this like this, but I wanted to bring in that touch of the green and the red that's on that star. So we have that in the ribbon, not super cute, but we're going to bring in this country berry to do the same thing. And I want these berries to kind of branch out into the pie. So I'm going to bring it in. We're going to go right here. So think about when you're building your own designs, like think about how am I layering things in rather than just shoving more in. Sometimes less is more with the proper placement. That's why I like to teach you that in design school. And we've been really focusing on that so that we could try to make pieces that are a little less expensive but still look like our customers need to pay us a lot for them. We want to attract the right customer. I'm a big believer in that. And when you do that, it really helps make it easier to do this as a business. See, this looks so pretty. And they're not exactly identical, a little higher, a little lower. If you've never done wreath making or crafting as a stress reliever, I would encourage you to give it a try. You know, buy a kit from a creator, and you don't have to go out and invest in a ton of supplies when you get a kit. You can just start with something and see if it's a hobby you like. And then if you start to like it, then you can branch out and do more and experiment with more things. But just try wreath making or floral arranging. It is a fantastic stress reliever, and it is a great hobby. You know, when you want to pick up something new and try something fun that you've never done before. And we're here to support you in your journey. We're going to bring that greenery from the background to the foreground, and we're going to let that really shine here. We're going to let it shine. Okay, so I cut these out into some more baby pieces, and we're going to tuck these in. But this is looking super. I love it. And I hope you feel like this is something you could try without a whole lot of special anything. You could use a glue gun, guys. You can even just push this all in and not glue it. It would stay. It would be fine. It just wouldn't be permanent. It would wiggle loose, you know, the next year. But if you want to just try it out, you don't need anything except for that foam is the only thing you're going to have to go buy. And you are going to kind of have to glue the foam down because otherwise it wouldn't stay. But you can use your glue gun. All right, I'm going to keep popping this in. I like to add stuff in that bow because that bow needs to be popping. When I start singing, that means I'm excited. Don't knock it till you try it, people. Don't knock it till you try it. And if you're here to troll me, go ahead. Coming on the other side. This is so cute. See, breaking the plane of that bow a little, coming in there, letting it overlap a bit. I love that. Let's go in this way. Oh, popping it in, yes. That one all of a sudden just popped in. Talk about popping and locking. Let me go one more here to the right. And then the only thing left are little white twigs. So let's get those out next. I'm going to pop this one in. Just want to hear it crunch into that foam. I'm just going to hold on to it. There it goes. Perfect. So cute. I love these snowflakes just coming out of the bow. They're so adorable. All right, and the last piece we've got is the twigs. We filled in with the greenery. Now we got our little white twigs left. And let's put these in here. I love twigs. You can do a number of things. You can take and curl them, and I use my finger or a glue stick. You can kind of let them kind of curl out, and that's super cute. Let's put a couple of those in. I'm going to just come down here with the greenery, kind of work wherever there's no white already. And you might just curl the tip. You know, just let it kind of be like, hey, I'm out here at the party. Come on in here. Yeah, let's top. Oh, that looks good. Let's bring some more to the bottom. You got to find the right end. Here it is. Like, what they look, we cleaned them up so good. I couldn't tell which the top or the bottom. I'm going to come down here where this pine is, pop this one in. And hear it crunch or redo it. If you crunch it into that foam with the glue, it'll stay, okay? That's why I'm a big deal about hear the crunch. Hear the crunch. Okay, cute. I'm going to come over here. All right, and then our last one, I'm going to have this one kind of curve out and curl just a little bit, like boop, like it's just starting to curl. See how cute that is with those pops of white? I'm going to let this one come over here. I'm actually just going to glue that one to that pine so it will be up high. Look how precious. Such a fun project that you can do with your family or just kind of hide in your craft room and make it for yourself. Pop this in your Christmas decorations, slide it in. Your honey bunny will never know that you made it. And when you tell them, hey, look what I got, you could be like, I made it myself, and best of all, I enjoyed the process. Hey Bloomerinos, we're getting ready to play with our newest kit. I'm going to show you how to pull it together. It starts off with this killer sign, and it's an oversized, beautiful, merry and bright sign that is going to scream from your front door how pretty it is. And I love this for the holiday season. We have already tied a bow to go with this project, so if you need to learn how to tie the bow, just ask for the link to that video here. And no, it's always going to be also provided in the kit link to this whole kit, so you can see the bow video as well. But I'm going to show you how to put this one together. These are great for beginners or projects you want to do quickly. If you're thinking about doing some projects that the grandkids can make for their mom and dad to give as a gift, this is a perfect idea because this is a simple, easy project, but very impactful when you put it together. And it really doesn't require any glue. It's easy peasy, okay? So what I want you to do first is we're going to put our sign over to the side, and our bow is already made over to the side. And we're going to start to make our cluster. So I like to take all the pieces that come in the kit and start to do what I call shaking hands. And that's always the first step of preparing your florals to design with. So whether I'm teaching in design school, in my class, teaching hundreds of ladies and gentlemen how to floral design every week, we still have to start with this part of the process, which means you're basically fluffing out your designs. And one of the things we generally do is we do what we call greening the base first. And that means we kind of set the perimeter, and that means set the background of the design. And we usually do that with greenery. And here in this particular kit is coming with this gorgeous flocked greenery in there. So what I'm going to do is take these and just kind of overlap them, crisscross them. So I have what we call a bow zone in here where the bow is going to go, and these are going to overlap. And once you start to attach these together, you have this really strong kind of swag base. And that is just a great, easy way to start the basics of this design. So let me grab a cable tie, and we'll start to put that together and kind of build up from there. So I'm going to just start by putting one in the middle. And I got a few cable ties here. The only thing that does not come in the kit is like cable ties or wires, anything like that. You have to provide your own, but all the florals and the sign come in it. So I started by attaching this one at the center, and I'm not even going to trim that off yet. I'm going to turn it around because I want you to make this nice and strong. So I'm going to take and just gently attach this here. It's green. I'm going to kind of hide it behind. No one's going to see it. It's camoed. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm doing that on both sides, getting it all attached. These are too fun and just really kind of easy to do. One of my favorite things because they whip out really quickly. And a lot of times projects like this are just great in your Etsy shop too. Just simple little projects you can fill your shop with. I'm going to trim these all off. My wire cutters, and see, I've created this great strong base. Now bring the sign over so we can take a look at it and kind of decide how you want to lay out your project. This is a metal sign, but it's dimensional. Look at this. Look how cool the dimension. So it depends how you want to lay out your design. You could go just straight all across the top like I'm doing here. You could bend these and kind of have it swag down and go over the circular shape like bend it down. I think that's cute too. Another thing that's fun on a front door is just kind of go asymmetrical. Just go off to the side and let that puppy just pop out like that. I love that too. So this is kind of the look that I like. Out to the side, letting the sign be down. It's going to hang from here, and then this will be kind of a little bit cattywampus off to one side. So I love it. Now, we've got a couple of picks we need to add to our swag first, now that we've established that. So I'm going to pull that over to the side while we put these in. Now, one is a fun candy pattern, which is great. And I think it would be cute if we could kind of get a little of that going each way. So what if I take one of these and just swing it over? So when we put it down the middle, we get 3 candy canes working opposite ways. We didn't even have to cut or anything. I like that a lot. So I'm going to stick with that. Just take and trim the excess part of the stem off right here. And no one's even going to know that with the wire cutter. And we can go ahead and put our cable tie right down the middle again. Isn't that great? And because we're in here working in the bow zone, right in the middle, it's all going to be covered. You're not going to see any of that. So I'll trim that off. You can pull these candy canes out a little. I love that. And then just to kind of soften it a bit, we're going to use one of these eucalyptus sprays with a little bit of berries. It's got a little bit of glitter. And I'm going to use that piece kind of coming over here as an extra element in this section opposite than the candy. The 2 candy canes, so it's a little bit different, not all matchy-matchy, and I'll trim that off too. If you're in design school, you'll know that I'm big on not everything being so matching. Like, we want to make the eye see the little dimension and all the little depth that we're creating, but it doesn't have to be so symmetrical all the time. It can be, but it's fun to let it be a little different. So you can see we've already created our cluster. Boom. Our cluster is made, and that's going to go, it's squeaking up here at the top. And I'm going to let that just go sideways on my berry and bright sign. And I want to kind of bring it up a little so it's not hiding too much of the words, but it's kind of off to the side. So I need to leave room to hang it on this circle, but I want it to kind of sit in the middle of the circle, right? So in order to do that, you're going to use 2 cable ties to attach it to your sign. So I'm going to grab a couple here, and then we'll just put one over here and then one on the other side. And so that keeps it from falling all the way down. We got 2 on here in the middle of the circle. It's amazing how creative you can get with the cable ties and holding it on. You can always use wires or pipe cleaners, but I always find these can get a lot tighter than any of those and just hold up better in the long run. Okay, I'm going to trim those off. And now we got all this mechanics here you can see, but don't worry, we're going to hide that now and put our gorgeous bow right in the center. And look how cute! Now just attach this right to the spray. You don't have to go around the hanger. And you'll just, underneath my hand, I know you can't see it now, I'm just cable tying that in there. I'm trying to. But I love how cute this is. And I hope you want to try something like this for your home as well. These are just so fun, so easy. They make up in minutes. The thing that'll take you a little bit longer is the bow, even longer than the project. But you can see how much that bow makes it so cute and precious. Put those pine cones kind of popping through the bow, coming out. Let those tails come up. And you can tell we haven't even had to hide any of the words. Merry and bright with our beautiful swag right at the top. We nailed it, guys. We nailed it. This particular Santa boot comes just like this. And the first thing I'm going to do to kind of prep it is I put a piece of floral foam in there. So that way I can put a really nice sizable arrangement in this container. It'll be really super stable. So this floral foam, it's just wedged in there. If you want to put it more permanently, then you can use some hot glue to attach it. And a little Gorilla Glue always helps hold it in place really good. So the first thing I'm going to do, just like I was in, if I were teaching in design school, we're going to do what we call greening out our base. And we're going to do that first. So this is one of my favorite Christmas stems here. It is It's a pine that has this gorgeous snow on it and berry. And we're gonna use that to start greening out this base to get the boots started. So let me grab one of those and we will start breaking it up. Now you've kind of got to decide the height you want on your design. And once you kind of get an idea, okay, I want it that high, go ahead and cut. Now there's rules of design. I teach in design school, but I also am always just telling my students, hey, just go ahead and do what you enjoy too. So play with what you're looking for, you know, your finished look to look like, and get started with that. So I'm going to start by just pushing this first piece in the back of the design, and I have a lot of height. I am going to take this little pine cone off, but I'm going to hold on to it because we might bring some of these back. So when you cut that off, see if you can save the little wire so we've got it if we want to bring some of those back in the design. Now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to break down a couple of stems here where I can get the greenery into different sections. So we're going to cut it into, basically, I'm going to do them into 2 sections. I'm going to leave 2 pieces together and 1 separate, or if you really want to have more control, you could cut them all individually. But we're going to start off like this. And I'm going to use one of these on the right and one on the left of this design. So I'm going to put this one in on the right. This is 2 pieces together, just kind of going in and just kind of letting that come over. And in design school, we call this breaking the plane. We want it to come out over the edge of the container. Now, if you think that's coming out a little bit farther than you want, you can take, and we can trim that. Like that's a little bit more than I want. I can trim this down a little, okay, and keep it a little more compacted. So you can always control the length of your stems when you're cutting and arranging them. So I'm going to have that one come out. Oh, that's pretty. And this one kind of come into here. Look how pretty that is. So you can see how simple so far our pattern is on this, but it's easy. That was just a glue string. So I'm going to get one more, grab another, and I'm going to break it into sections as well here. This time we'll just do them all 3 separate so we've got a good spacing. And in design school, we just call this, we're going to, you know, break up our pick. And I want just kind of mirror placement. What we're doing on the right, we're going to do on the left here. And I'm keeping my my little stems that have the pine cone off to the side. We're going to save those for the kind of a little treat at the end, okay? So I'm going to put my longer piece out here on the left. All right, just kind of coming out. Push that in right there. Good deal. And then I want my shorter piece just going right here up the middle where we had the other. It's easy. So just like that, we've already quickly greened out our base, which I love because we have a nice foundation. It's going to serve as a great backdrop to the rest of the design. So that's how you start off by prepping your base. Now our next step is going to be to grab our berries. And we're going to use our berries as our main pop of color in here. These are done in a really pretty red that goes great with these boots. So the first thing I want to do is kind of have the stem going up the middle. I want it to be shorter than the greenery I've got on there, so we're going to go a little bit shorter. Keeping it pretty short, and let's see if that'll work. And we will put that in here. Save all those wires, guys. Anytime you get like cut off a nice wire stem like this, hold on to it. That can be useful. It will be definitely useful to use for a number of different things. So I've got my glue pot over here to the side where I'm getting a little glue on. I'm just going to tuck this in. And we're practicing a little layering when we bring this in. I've already shook hands with each stem as I put it into our design, so you can see all the movement and motion. Look, isn't that great? That looks so good. Make the camera just a little bit bigger so you can see the top. This is a candy arrangement we did over to the left there in design school, but this is kind of, we're using some of the same principles here to get the basics started on this. Now, I'm going to take this spray and we're going to break it into smaller pieces, okay? So I like to do it into 2 sections, and we'll just cut it right here in the middle. And then I'll come in and trim the long stem off. So you'll have one that's a little bit more longer and skinnier, and one's a little chunkier. And we can take this one and divide it into a couple of sections. So I'm going to trim it there and here. Okay. And then we're going to start to build out how we want our berries. So this piece, it's long and it tapers. You want to use that for your length, how I'm going to come out over the sides on my design. And I want to take and do what we call shake hands. I'm going to manipulate the wires. The supplies we sell on Cleese.com are they're just high quality, good products that have a lot of movement. So I really believe in them if I'm selling them, that I think they're good quality and they'll be easy to design with. When something's easy to design with, your work is going to look more beautiful, more polished, more finished, more expensive. So if you ever want to get to where you sell your work, I want you to think about the supplies you're purchasing so that you can get the most, the most best quality for your customers at the most reasonable price to maximize your profits too. So I'm going to break up this one the exact same way. We're going to have one long one and then we'll take and have two short ones. So while supplies last, we have this available in a kit and you'll get everything you need to make it as seen here. The only thing you won't get is the foam. You just have to add your own floral foam to put in the base. So now we're going to go on the right side. So think about the same motion we gave that one to the left. We want to give this one go into the right. So whenever you use a mirror placement, it's just like the transition of the whole design occurs down the middle. That's the kind of stuff I love to teach in design school. So come join us over there in class. We would love to have you, and especially here at the holidays, because we just get started on having so much fun, and then we just transition right into the spring, and that's flower time, and that's my go time. I love it when we're getting to play with all the fun florals. So let's go ahead, hold these berries off for just a second, and go back to those two longer pieces of pine we had. We had these two that we left the pine cones on. We're gonna use these kind of coming in these sections off the back. Let this pine go forward, and these are gonna go right in there. We're gonna leave those pine cones on. Remember, these are the ones we're in the front. I love these Santa boots. They're so cute and so fun to decorate in. Okay, and then I'm gonna cut this one to the same length. We're gonna do it on the other side. So this design we're doing today is pretty matchy-matchy, and if you're in design school, they will tell you, Khalees always like, don't matchy-matchy it, but sometimes we gotta matchy-matchy. And that just means it's the same on the right as it is on the left. See how pretty that filled in? Now we've got those little bit of pine cones in there. Isn't that looking gorgeous? Let me turn it towards you. This is so pretty. All right, it's time for berries. So we have some clusters that are a little bit larger. The larger clusters, we're gonna run them right in front of the cluster you just put in with the pine. Just put it right down here. Oop, it got tangled up. I wanna hear it crunch in that foam so I know it's in there secure. And then that's going to come right in there. And we're going to do the same thing on the left. So use the large clusters for those, okay? Because we need that little bit of height. Come on in here, baby. How cute are these? You put these on your mantle. Oh my gosh, I love it. Okay, I love that it's got this vintage vibe, but then it's just full with these killer berries and the snowy greenery. It's the bomb. Now, here's where you need to decide where you're going to be putting it in your home. If you are going to have it somewhere you want to see both sides, I would take some berries and put them on the back. If it's going to be something you want to use on your mantle or on your fireplace, like down at the bottom or on a table, and you know, hey, this is going in the hall table, it's one-sided, then I would go ahead and put more berries here at the front. So you decide. I held 2 berries off for the final placement. I'm going to put these right in the front, right here. Boom. I love that. And that's going to be a little bit below the greenery. So once again, it's breaking the plate of the container. It's just so exciting to see all these gorgeous florals together. And when you get a good berry like this, it really, really makes it look stunning when you put it all together. Hey, Floritos, are you ready to make a country Christmas wreath? So let's get started. We're going to be using a 14-inch wreath base, some beautiful red peonies. We've got a nice dried look greenery bush, and we've also got some pine that we're going to mix in. So we're going to start with our dried look greenery. So a dried look greenery, it gives you the look that this is a kind of a vintage piece. So all of these will have this kind of neat dried look. They have pine cones, they have artificial berries and all these fun balls. I love that. Now what we're going to need to do is trim this bush up. We're going to use 3 of these bushes. They're not too big, so we're trimming them after we tear off each stem, and you got to get really neat edges. In design school, I'm always, giving you the tips and tricks to break down pieces so you can get the most out of your bush. And we have very little waste too, which I love that. Now, if you're not in design school, we'd love to have you come and join us, especially right now at the holiday season. While we're gearing up, we're rocking and rolling out for Christmas, but we transition right into all the gorgeous spring designs. So your home will be rocking for Christmas for sure. But then we're going to pop right into the next season. So with these stems, you can see I've already kind of pre-curled the little twigs. I love that. And they're going to break into those 3 sections, and they come like little clusters like this. Now my electric glue skill is right here off camera, and I'm going to be using it to get a little glue on these. So the first thing you want to do is kind of set up your design and how you're going to want it to go around. And I'm going to put this kind of right in the middle line and start to work my way around. So I like to take, and if this one has a pine cone and the next one doesn't, we're going to kind of alternate those right here in the midline and start heading around. Now, if you can see some of the glue, use a little Spanish moss to hide it, just because I don't like for anybody to see our mechanics or any of our, our cable ties, our glue, all that kind of stuff. These little twigs come on here. I like to curl those. I think they look really super cute curled, and move them to the front. We don't want to hide them. We want the greenery in the back, the berries and the twigs in the front. So you're always manipulating your supplies. Now, whenever you buy supplies from Khalees.com, I'm going to have stuff that I like to work with. And something like this, if it's available in a kit or a supply list, you know that Khalees likes all this stuff. It's easy to work with. So you can't go wrong. I'm not like buying stuff for you to shove in vases like the big box store. We're buying stuff that's easy to create with, because I want it to be, stunning when you put your twist on it. Okay, keep going around. And I just like to rotate the wreath. It makes it easier just to keep rotating the wreath. So we're still going. So I do one with the pine cone, then I do one without, kind of alternating. So kind of take inventory of your pieces when you get ready to use them. There's no, you don't have to be perfect, but I like these in the middle, and I like them coming up. Design school students know, oh my gosh, my KDS Blue Merinos know depth and dimension means more money, more higher quality item. So even when we're working with pieces that don't have as much dimension, we're going to build it in. We're going to always build it into the design. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm giving those just a little bend, giving these all curls. These berries are on their own wire too. So I look at all this I can do within just each little stem. I love that because then they look cool. They got, they've got that movement. All right. So look, we already have great coverage going all the way around, okay? Look at the movement. You want that. I want these balls. I want when a breeze flows by, they move like real plants. They're not just stuck there, okay? Really important. Now our next move is we're going to break down our pine bushes, okay? We're going to put these aside. We're going to come back with that in a little bit. But we're going to move on to our pine. Now our pine is what I call like a bottle brush pine. It's a little bit like kind of like a brush you clean baby's bottles with. That's what this is, and it's just such a cool texture. It adds a neat dimension to our piece as well. So we're going to break these into 3 pieces each. So you just take, I like to keep the stem pretty short, so cut the stem off. And I can keep the pine cone, or I can work around it and cut around it either way, or I can take it out. It just depends what you want to do. So I'm going to keep that one, and I'm going to cut this piece here to where it's got a couple of pieces of pine with it. And then this one. So I've got some that have a couple and then some that just have one, all right? So break up all 3 stems like this. And you guys, the whole supply list to this project right here and to any video we do, we have a supply list for you, and that's available on Khalees.com. Whenever you go to Khalees.com, the links to that video are also in there. And if you get to something on the website that it's requiring a password, that's because it's exclusive for our design school students. So if you see something that won't let you in, just know, hey, that's private for our design school students, but you can check out one of the other videos because we have stuff for everybody. And then when you're ready, come join us in design school, because we are bubbling over with excitement to share with you all the fun tips, tricks, and of course, all the neat the neat things we have going on. Our workshops, our events, our parties, our Christmas parties, always so much fun. All of that, we just try to make that community of creative people getting together and enjoying it. And design school students also get discounts on supplies and first access to anything new we have. So they totally love that. First dibs is a real thing, especially when, you know, there's limited quantity of everything nowadays. We can't have everything. We just try to get as much as we can, but when it's gone, it's gone. So you gotta pull the trigger. Now you see the pine, I'm kind of working it a little bit more towards the inside. And it's so fun to let these little twigs kind of sit out above that. I love that. So there's a lot of thought going in as we start to put the pine in the next layer. I'm saving the single pieces for when we need to fill in holes. But right now I'm going between each little section of the dried look greenery we have. So I'm going between there to create this kind of layer in. Now today we're not really leaving a bow zone at this moment because the bow is optional to this design. So if you know you want the bow, then you can do what we call leave a bow zone. And that means we leave a section that's just specifically for the bow. Or you can wait till you get it built and then decide what to do with that. Being a little bit more really precision and strategic is more important when you become a seller. Because if you're selling, you've got to think about your pricing, your structure, how can you mass produce those items with the inventory you have. So there's just all kinds of things to think about. And if you want to become a seller, we're here to help you with that too. Okay, look, all in, looking good. Now I've got a little bit of a hole there, and you can just take back and look at it. I think that's our main hole, so I'm just going to fill that one right now with a couple of pieces. And then don't worry, we'll be coming back and even souping it up a little bit more on the perimeter. But right now I want to just work tight to the center because we are about to put our beautiful peonies in. Now peonies are fun. They're like a really fun tight bloom. These are like more of a closed head, and they're in a pretty Christmas red. And I like that I'm going to be able to mix those right in. I'm going to pull these twigs a little bit more here, move everybody forward, because now that pine is really popping. We can pull these out just a little bit. I love it. I love it. So these will go aside for a moment. We'll come back with those two once we're ready to work around our bow and everything like that. Okay? So taking a look at this so far, and I forgot to tell you at the beginning, once you guys pick a direction, which is clockwise, just stick with it. Just stick with it. And I think, I really think this is going to be where we're going to be putting our bow later. So once I identify that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to back off by putting much more there. I've got the inside done. I might put a little more on the outside, but we're going to identify this is where the bow is going to go, okay? So that's at basically 4 o'clock on the clock, hands of the clock, so we know that. Now, let's grab our bush over here. Here's our peony bush. Bring them out, and then that is the next in our pot of recipes. Now, this one has a nice kind of brighter greenery, which is fine with this design. It would actually kind of give it more of a country look, but it doesn't really go with our ribbon. So I'm going to eliminate those leaves and not use those, but I'm going to trim all the big heads off. And I'm going to keep the buds on there and the fillers for something else, but I want the big blooms in this part of my design, okay? So just take your bush and trim that off. And you can always take sections of a mixed bush bloom merinos, and you can separate them to what you want. So this I'm going to save for another project. Just put that off to the side. And then I'm going to grab my main blooms. So we've got a lot of big blooms. I've got one bud, and they're almost all the same size. This one's just a little bit bigger. Now I'm going to try to separate these into sections of 2 blooms. So 1, 2, and we'll hold the bud off with the others, so we'll have 3 that are identical. So I have 3, oh, I dropped it. 3 blooms that are sections of 2, okay? Now what we're going to want to do is we're going to kind of make our own little cluster, and I'm going to bend those heads up. We don't need anything special. We're going to just take and trim these to the same length, okay? And once I do that, I can go ahead and put these in. I know I'm going to have a bow here, so what I want to do with these is I want to form a triangle with these so I have great spacing. One of the things you're going to find when you guys join design school is that a lot of design has to do with maths and geometry and shapes and how you can have a really pleasant design when you're able to do that. So I teach using that, and my brain thinks that way. And thank God I have that gift. So I'm able to lay these pieces out. We always want to stagger clusters if possible, like one higher, one lower. And then we trim it. And then I'm going to dip it right over here into my glue pot. I'm going to get a good amount of glue on there. Just hold it in, hold it tight. And now I've got a good amount of glue on my stem. And I generally just try to get the string off and then just come around. And if you're not sure about exactly where you're going to place it, or you're just not very comfortable yet, you can always just stick them in and come back. Okay? You don't have to glue it till you're ready, till you're like more comfortable. Okay, and by the way I say you make a triangle, we're going to come over here. Boom, and that's the end piece. You see? Don't forget, we left a little bow zone there. So this one's going to go right up here. Same way, I'm going to go one higher, one lower, and trim them off. You got it. You're ready for design school. You are. You are totally ready. You've got some basics started, and I know you want to learn more because I'm always ready to teach you more. Matter of fact, this Christmas we've come up with some new construction methods for door, just a killer over the door L swag. Oh my gosh, if you've never made one of those, you got to come join us in class. So awesome. We also used a little bit of different technique on some garlands we've made this Christmas season, and they're already in the portal waiting for you to come join. So I can't wait for you to see. Look how cute. So this is where we have the plan for the bow to go, and that's where all the florals will go. So we're doing great. Our next step, I'm going to push my glue pot out of the way, is I'd like to go ahead and get that bow in so we can kind of see how our spacing works. So I'm going to just slide this dude over, move this pine cone, free up just a little bit of room in here. And that'll be nice because there'll be a little bit behind the bow, but we don't need to waste too much in there. So I'm going to bring our bow in. Now, we did make this bow on another video, and we'll have the link for you in this supply list for this project. We'll have the link for this too. Just read the description. It's got everything you need. Or ask here in the comments if you're struggling to find it. But everything you need is on Cleese.com. You never have to hunt and peck. The links are there so you can go find whatever you need. Now I'm going to grab a couple of little pieces of the grapevine. Cut that off. This dude is in. He's looking so cute. I love this red. It's popping really pretty with our other red on here. I mean, it's gorgeous. And just as planned, the two flowers will be right at the bottom of the bow, and you just bring those tails around it. And if you didn't see the bow video yet, we plan on this one to have long tails for that very reason. Oh my gosh, so pretty. Okay, now we've got a great foundation. This wreath is looking adorable, but we are ready to add more filler as we come in and around. Okay, so what you're going to do is we're going to grab our dried look bushes, and we should have, I think, 5 left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We do have 5 left. And now we're going to use these a little bit in between the pieces we already had, just to bulk it up just a little bit more. So grab them. We're going to do the same process and just kind of go in between. And this one a little bit more to the outside, just to fill it in where we kind of stayed in the middle. Now I want you to reach to the outside. You have 5 pieces, so we can put basically 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 above the bow, all right? Or 1 beside the bow, whatever you decide. And if you need to, just push these in and then come back to check your spacing, okay? So I'm just going in between. We're going to put the others and a little bit more to the outside this time. So that's the only major change we're making instead of in the midline. Oh my gosh, I'm dropping those design school words on you. That means in the middle, okay? In the middle. All right, let's put 1 more up here. And we should have 2 more after this, right here. And once again, if you can see a lot of glue and it's not hidden, your mechanics are not hidden by the other greenery, you need to pop some Spanish moss on it to hide it. That's one of my signature tricks and tips I've been doing forever. This one's a little long, guys. I'm going to trim that because we don't need it shooting out too far. Kind of want consistent spacing. I'm going to put this one right above the bow. Pop that in. And this one I think I'm going to need a little bit of Spanish moss on because up here we don't quite have as much filler. So that's okay. I've got my little Spanish moss bucket right here. And literally just make a little bitty ball. This I believe is a chartreuse color. that we're using from Cleese.com. Okay, rotate it around. And I'm going to use one more piece, kind of at the edge of the bow over here, coming down. Oh my gosh, she is turning out really lush and full. So don't be afraid to come back at the end and just plump it up so you get a really full look, because that's what makes these look beautiful. Now, what I want you to do is save these 3 pieces of pine until you actually hang your wreath up and look at it. And then when you see there's a hole somewhere, like I do see a little hole right here, then you come back and you put a little glue on these and pop these in. But take a look at it hanging, especially if you're making it flat today. A lot of times in design school, I'm going to design on my wreath making stand that we sell on Cleese.com, and those are beneficial because you're building the wreath in a position that your customer or you will see it hanging in your home, or if you're giving it as a gift. So keep that all in mind, all right? Hey there, Bloomerinos. Are you ready to make our newest kit? You guys, this is vintage Christmas, and I love to play with these types of looks. Let me show you what comes in the kit. The first part is you're going to get this swag base, and this is a nice size medium swag base, but look at the jingle jangle. I'm telling you, it's all about the jingle, and it's got the most fantastic cedar in here. The cedar that is in here is iced and a little bit glittered, and then we have iced twigs plus the bells and a little bit of pine cone. When you get this, you're going to want to shape it out like I've done here and kind of spread the stems out left and right so you get a nice, kind of like an upside down Christmas tree. See? That's the look we're going when we're going to do this type of swag. So it's ready to go. And the cool thing is it comes with a hook already built in, so it makes it so easy to build. In the kit, you're also going to get a full roll of ribbon like this. And y'all, if you haven't followed us, liked and subscribed and followed, make sure you do that now so you don't miss another video. Grab a spot on our text list for sure if you haven't done that yet. 832-734-5201. Grab a spot and text us the word VIP so you get a spot on the list. So we've got the ribbon, the swag base, and then we have the little topper pick, which I love these because they're going to bring that look from the bottom back to the top. These go together quickly and they make the cutest pieces for your home. So what we're going to need to do is build the base first. So we've got the bottom part of the swag ready. I'm going to layer this right on top. It's so easy. And I want that to kind of cover the hanger but leave enough room for the bow. Now, the link for the bow to make this is on the supply list for the project in the kit. So you can find this link for this video and the link for the bow. So if you haven't made your bow yet, you're going to want to go there and make that once you grab the kit. This is our gorgeous bow. It's a 2-1 recipe with this beautiful crinkle ziggly wiggly line. It's a zigzag line on here, which is so cute. I love that. And it gives us that vintage vibe. So when we put this bow that we made in the middle, we want to make sure that area in between is just the perfect size. So I'm going to back this down just a little bit, but we want to kind of hide the stem along the base here. All right, so we leave a little bit of room for what we would call the bow zone in design school. That's the area where we're going to put the bow. So we leave a little section for that. Now I've got some brown cable ties that are going to camouflage really nicely. Those aren't going to come in the kit, so you're going to need to grab some from your electrical department of your local store, or you could use any color, but you just kind of have to camouflage them. So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to put it in the background here, and then we'll move some of these other stems on top of it to hide them, okay? So I'm going to put my first piece in right here, and just a couple of these should hold it in place nicely. So here goes number 1 down kind of at the bottom. Pull it nice and tight, and then let's put number 2 at the top. And this one's going to be behind the bow, so no one's going to see this at all. Once you do that, you're going to take and trim both these pokies up. We don't need them. And then I'm going to manipulate the greenery so you don't even see it. It'll be camoed, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. In design school, we just did a really fun corner swag that we made, and we use some of these same techniques you're seeing here. We just build upon the fundamentals, and the fundamentals of construction are really important when you're designing, and I'm big about doing them. And then once you learn those fundamentals, you learn lines, you learn shape, you learn depth and dimension, and principles of design that help build up your design technique and your quality of your work. And before you know it, you're putting out stunning pieces that sell, and I am so proud of you. Okay, now let's get the bow in. That's coming in next. So I'm just going to lay it right in that bow zone. We're going to go right over the same area we just were in, so that's going to hide all our mechanics. Y'all, this is so gorgeous, so quick, so easy. These kind of swags work great in your home, on either side of the fireplace, if you have sconces. On both, you can make a couple for the sides of a mirror. And they are just so fun to add in. If you have a mailbox at the front door, it looks super cute hanging off your mailbox. All kind of stuff. With a little bit of bending, I can also turn this into a lantern swag just by putting a wire right on the back. That's how fun these are to work with. Now, the next trick we want to do is we want to use these gorgeous ribbons in the foreground and in the background. So what you're going to do is take the front ribbons, and I'm just going to move those up out of my way. And now we're going to take the back ribbons and we're going to pull those to the back. That's always part of my styling. See what depth we just created? And that wasn't very difficult, but we brought that ribbon to the back, and it creates depth because now the greenery is on top of it. So we roll these two pieces to the back, and they're gorgeous, and they let the greenery be on top. Now the foreground pieces, I'm going to curl those. I like to get these fairly tight and curl them up with my fingers, just kind of like you're doing your hair. Oh my gosh, let that kind of cascade down. Do that on both sides. And then we'll fluff that bow, and we've really done this. This is so super fast, super cute. But never underestimate pieces like this in your craft booth, in your home, and when you're decorating, because they are simple but beautiful. And look how pretty. And this is sitting next to just two classic Christmas ornaments, and you can see this look never goes out of style. So try this simple vintage Christmas swag. I can't wait to see you try a few of these and implement these into your home and into your repertoire. And this kit is great for beginners or more advanced students who just want to make something super quick. Hey there, Blimmerinos, it's Kali, and I was just putting some foam in this container and a little moss and getting it ready to make the cutest Christmas cottage inspired wall pocket. If you've never made a wall pocket with us, you're gonna like this because it's so fun to do. A little bit different than a wreath because we're gonna make it inside a container, but I think you're gonna love it. So come on in and let's get started. Make sure wherever you're watching, you're liking, subscribing, following, do all the things so you never miss another video. Make sure you grab a spot on our text list. Just go to textkali.com and sign up there, send us VIP, and you can grab a spot and you'll never miss another video. Y'all, I'm going to show you my theme we're going to do for this, and I think you're going to love it. It is snowy berries, and we're going to use the cutest snowy star in here, some matching snowy berries, so these two are going to be great. And if we're going to have these covered with snow, I think we need some greenery that's snowy and killer. And that's what we're going to put in first. So we'll have the whole supply list available for you. So just make sure you click the link here for that, or head over to Kali's.com and check out the supply list. We'll have what you need. So I'm going to start off by breaking down one of these bushes so we are good to go by kind of creating our base with this snowy greenery. So I'm just going to cut this all off here, hopefully. One of them is not letting go. And we're going to start to prep out this area of the design. So I'm visualizing just beautiful snow kind of breaking the edges of the container. So let's start putting this in. Now I already put foam in, so we've got some floral foam in there to let this kind of start popping in. I'm gonna make sure that's breaking over the edge. I love when it spills out like that. It makes me so excited to have it spilling out and creeping over the edge. So I'm gonna come over here on the other side and just give it a little bend. When you get your supplies from Kali's.com, I'm always going to encourage you to use these beautiful wired pieces to kind of shape out your design, because that way you have all this flexibility within the design itself, and it just makes a beautiful piece. So I'm going to keep bringing these in. I want it to be really snowy all around the edge because that's so fun. So I'm just giving these a bit of a bend, and we're putting them in. In design school, we have been having so much fun working on Christmas projects and just getting all of the inspiration to decorate our homes. We have students in design school who also sell. So we have sellers who are, of course, vamping up their whole repertoire for Christmas, getting their Etsy shops stocked. And that makes it exciting to have something different here too, besides just a regular container. We're going to use something with a little bit more pizzazz. So I'm just going in here into the foam. I want to make sure I get some height in the back too. I'm going to put a couple of these pieces in first. And we're looking good. Looking good. So I'm going to grab my other snowy bush, and this time I'm going to take and make sure I cut it as long as I can. So these will be just a little bit taller. All right, so I'm going to take them and trim them really long. And when you get things on a bush from Cleese.com, you can just come in here and trim them whatever length is necessary for you to have the best success with your design. And I'm always going to be teaching you what is the best. And sometimes we're throwing things at each other. So I want to get at least one piece right in the middle. I'm going to pick the tallest one I've got. I'm going to put it right in the middle. All right, we've got a great shape started out here. Okay, and I want that heavy snow flocked in there. Isn't that pretty? Might be hard to see, but can you see it? Oh my gosh, look how pretty. Oh yeah. All right, this container is starting off great. Now I want to get some longer greenery in the back. So I love this too. This is a snowy flock stem that's got some length and little poofs of pine on it, and that is just too fun. So take this and break it down, and we're going to put some of it in the back too. And I'm going to take the longest two sections off, and then we will come in with this shorter one. So I'll have a shorty and two longs, okay? Now let's put those longs right in the back. That's where I need the height in this container, but I want some movement. So once again, utilize the wires. Just have them kind of coming out and moving around. I love that. And I'm gonna put this one in here on the right side, just popping it in. Yeah, that's exactly what we needed. See, we needed some contrast with the green, and we needed a little depth. And that's what this allowed us to have. Ooh, yeah. So just bend those, and I'm gonna put this one on the left side. And you just want to hear that crunch into the foam. Make sure you're using glue so you can make sure it's going in nice and strong. Perfect. So we got a couple of pieces in on either side. We got a great start here. Now, what I'm going to do is I want to put my major elements in. We are going to be using a bow, and we tied the bow on another video. So we will put the link here. The link's always also in our supply list to our videos. Anytime you go into a supply list, you'll see the video for the bow, the video for the kit, the video for the actual project, whatever it is, it's there. And if you see a supply list that's password protected, when it's password protected, you know that it's just for our design school students, so you may not have access to it. But anytime you want to come join design school, you'll get instant access to all of those projects, and you always get a discount on supplies when you're purchasing them from us at Cleese.com. So it is an advantage for being in class, because you get first dibs on a lot of things, and you get discounts. Plus, I teach you how to make beautiful projects that are just a little bit higher level, so you can command even a higher price for your pieces. Now, one of our main elements we're putting in this design besides the bow is this star. So I am thinking I would love to have this star kind of breaking the plane of the container and coming over here to the right. I like that idea, and the bow would go over to the left, okay? So keeping that in mind, I'm gonna go ahead and get a, this is a piece of wire from one of the stems we're using, or you could use a dowel rod. We're gonna have to add a way to mount this. So I'm gonna put this in to the berries here, and it's got like a foam base. We're gonna glue it into there, and I'm gonna let that kind of set up for a little bit, and just let this sit off to the side. I'm gonna put a little bit of, I need a little bit of pine or something to hide that. So I'm just gonna use some Spanish moss to hide that glue. I'm gonna make a little ball, and we're gonna put it on there, and we're gonna just let this set up, okay? So it can be nice and strong before I put it in the arrangement. So we're putting that off to the side, and now we're coming back in, and I'm gonna add the, a little bit more of this pine. I want another long piece going right up the back in the middle. So we know that star is gonna go over to the right. So I'm gonna use this one. It's gonna be a little bit taller than everybody else, but we're gonna make sure it just gets to pop out the front and be right in the middle. So give everybody some movement. Oh, I got a little right, a little left, because it's going in the middle. So that'll work great, kind of right at our transition point. And we're gonna put that into the foam down here. I'm getting snow on me. Push it in. Oh yes, and now I've got that nice wispiness. It's snowing. It's snow season. All right, let's see if our star is ready. I think our star is good. So I'm gonna go ahead and dip it in the glue pot. We'll get a little bit of glue right here on the stem, and then we'll put this in. I just want it kind of off to the right, just a little bit here. You want to hear that crunch into the stem nicely. Beautiful. Oh, how cute! I love it. You see it? Oh my gosh, look how cute this is. The star is in. The pine is looking good. Now, I need a little bit more of this bright red berry that's on the right. We need a little on the left. The way we're going to accomplish that is we're going to come in with one of these beautiful berry stems. And I'm just going to trim it where it's long enough to shoot into this gap in the design, but short enough that it doesn't shoot up too high. It's got to balance out with the star. I do want it taller, but not super tall. So I'm going to I'm going to cut it right here where I leave all the berries but two. And guess what? We will save these for to add in as an accent when we put that bow in a minute. Now on this, I want you to take and this is where the bottom part of the stem came to make that little support. So do that too, so you get a nice support for your star. Give that a twirl in the glue, and then I'm gonna just put it in right here. Okay. Oh my gosh, see how that balances it out so nice? Look how pretty. Oh yeah. Red berries over here, my red star over there. Hey, and we're not done. We're not putting in the bow yet. We need to fill this in with more greenery in that mid-ground. And what better than to use a gorgeous silver dollar eucalyptus that is, it's got a light frosting and a little touch of glitter. It looks beautiful in anything you use it in. So we're gonna use that in here. I'm gonna cut these as long as they go because I need some long pieces, and we can always make them shorter. Oh my gosh, I just threw that one on the ground. Okay, now let me pick this one up and we will start putting these in. So take that bush you just cut down. I want you to find whatever's your tallest piece and use that in the center. So let me lay them here. And the tallest piece is going to be this one. Okay, I want to run that one right up the middle. Okay, because we want that to kind of bridge the gap between this beautiful pine and then the gorgeous berries. And in design school, I'm always going to be teaching. We're going to use several different greeneries to have this great contrast with texture. So you're going to see us do that anytime we're creating. I'm going to try to use, and sometimes I'm using multiple greeneries, but they may be just coming on one stem. In this case, they're not. We're using different bushes because they're coming from a couple of different stems. So that situation will change depending on whatever project you're making. But man, it's exciting to have all these great options for Christmas. I'm gonna give that a little bend because I definitely want a nice shape going on. Now I need a little shorter piece to kind of bridge the gap between that one and the center. We're gonna do that right now. Oh my gosh, how pretty. Tuck this one in. This one can kind of come forward. Oh yeah. Yeah, you are. You're kind of come down here. I want you to kind of come out. I love when things come out. Break the plane of the container and all that. I get too excited. All right. Before we get much further, let's go ahead and get our bow in. So with our bow, she's going to go right about here, and I kind of want her just kind of off to the side. So this piece of flocked eucalyptus will work great to attach her to. Okay. If you don't have this, you can always put her own wire on and attach her wherever you want. Now I'm doing this so she's not so high in the arrangement. I like for her to come down here and hang out down lower. Yes. Perfect. And you see she's not centered. She's off to the side. Strictly because this is a design that already has a main element off to that side. So you can see how pretty. Now make sure you look at those finished pictures, but you see how pretty it is already. Oh, thank you, Kali. You are welcome. You are welcome because this is just gorgeous already. And we're not even done. Okay. I'm going to take a little bit of these red berries and we're going to have this second red berry stem kind of work over here to the left. And I'm going to cut it just a little bit longer to kind of give us a little bit more red berry. Since we have the big star over there, let's tuck this in over to the side. And I want to hear that crunch in that foam anytime I'm putting them in. Oh, perfect. Now it's time to add a little bit more of our snowy greenery to fill in between the eucalyptus. So Anywhere there was a eucalyptus, I'm going to put a little snowy now, and that's going to go just between them. So there was for those two, and I'll put it between. And we'll do the same thing on the other side. And just pick one of these nice, chunky, fat pieces like this. Look at this, so chunky. I love that. I'm going to put this one in over here. Now this one's going behind the star, but there's still a party going behind the star between those two eucalyptus. Yeah? Party! There's always a flower party going on. I love that. That is looking awesome. Now I want to come out with a little bit of snowy in here towards the center. So I'm going to take my longest piece I have and we're going to give it the biggest bend I can. And then I'm going to have that come right below this eucalyptus spray right here. Next to where we put the red berry star. Just push that in. Oh, perfect. Looks great. All the exciting action going on and beautiful. Let's take a longer piece. I'm going to put it right back here. Just going to keep tucking these in. I want it to be like a Snowapalooza happen. And there, I'm just pushing that into the foam. And then one more on this side. Now this side is kind of where the red berries are, and I don't want to cover them up too much, so I'm going to go right beside it. Yeah. Oh, it's loaded. It's gorgeous. Nice and full. Really, really nice and full. Isn't it looking good? All right. Now, we are almost done, but we're not quite finished yet. We need to add that detail part, and that is for us going to be these pine pieces here. We need them to work from the foreground. We have them in the background, and they are looking amazing. But to tie this piece together, we got to bring them back to the front. So what you want to do is just take and get some really strong motion, a little bit more than we did in the back, because we want these to kind of reach out, and I want them to be able to kind of come towards us in the design. So that depth and dimension always means more money when you're selling your work. And of course, it means a beautiful home when you're just creating it for yourself where it's next level. And your friends are going to ask, hey, what store did you get this at? And you're like, no, girl, I made that. I made that. They're going to be like, whoa. You can tell them Khalid taught me. And send them over. Send them over so that way we can all share how much fun it is to create beautiful pieces like this for your home for every season. You deserve it. Okay, I'm pushing this one in, and I want that one to come forward. So you see we need those bits of motion and movement. I love it. So pretty. All right, we have just a little bit more of this shiny, sparkly silver dollar eucalyptus. We're gonna put that right in the middle. And I'm gonna let that, because we kind of created this line going here to the front, to the back, and we're gonna push that right in there. Perfecto. And now my last step is I'm going to step back and I'm going to look at my piece, get her standing straight and make sure, is she pretty? Yes, she's pretty. She's been pretty for 5 minutes already, maybe 10. She is so pretty. And I'm going to take my last piece of eucalyptus, and you look at your piece and see where you've got a little hole. And wherever that is, that's where you're going to put this. Okay, and just make sure you hear it crunch into the foam and bend it. And we are done. Y'all, the first thing you want to do is you're going to order your kit from us here on Cleese.com, and in there you're going to get the swag base. You're going to get this beautiful spray that has the wintry pine on it. You're also going to get one of these adorable Cardinal pieces that we're going to add in for that touch of red. It's all got snow and glitter. And then you are going to also get 2 full rolls of ribbon. Now, what we're going to do today is you're going to text us at 832-734-5201 or go to textkhalid.com. Once you do that, you're good to go, and you send us the word. For this particular one, you send us the word kit, and we'll send you the link to it, okay? Now, let's get started on this project right away. I am going to grab my bow maker. Now, you can do the bow by hand or any way you want. I use an easy bow maker, and we do have an affiliate link for that too, where you can grab your own. I am going to tie my bow first. Now, you're going to notice I need to get the length of this tail right, because we want to really rock out the ribbon in this design. So put your ribbon on the bow maker, okay, and just get it here sitting. And then I want you to take and just pull that ribbon out so you get the full length. I want it to be able to go down and hang a little past there, and we're going to put what we call some little bitty humps in it, and we call those roller coasters in design school. And if you've been dying to join our design school, you just got to get on the wait list. You got to head over to textcally.com, and you are going to send us the word link, L-I-N-K, and that'll hook you up with what you need. Now, I've measured out that link right there, the length, it's all the same, that I'm going to put on the swag and bring it to the middle, all the words. Twist it right here, okay? Now, I want one tail. I'm going to have one tail coming down this whole swag, and then I am going to have 2 loops on either side. So we're going 6.5 on these, 6.5 right here, 6.5 on this side. So we're going to do 2 on each side, twist at the center, and I'll pull that ribbon back and twist and keep spreading this right out. 6.5 over here, and scrunch that dude down. Now this tail's going to go up. So the other part of our swag kit is got this right here, and I want this to be able to be at the top of my swag. So this tail, I need it to be able to flow through that whole piece. So I'm going to cut it a little bit longer, and we're going to dovetail that. And I'm just going to take and fold that in half and get a nice sharp dovetail right there. Boom! And that one can go in. All right, first step done. Now grab your other ribbon, okay? We've already got our links decided with our first ribbon, and we're just going to go right on top of this other one. So I'm going to start off by matching the tail length here, and you can make it a little shorter or a little longer, whatever you prefer. I'm going to come in and twist that. So that's going to be my long tail at the bottom of the swag. And now we're going to do a simple, let's go at 5.5, so we're an inch shorter than our other loop of this pretty stripe. These always go good together. So we've got berries on the one ribbon, stripes on the other. This tail's going to go up and just match the length of this one. Okay, so you just measure it out, and pretty simple. And then what I want you to do is dovetail that. I think it's time for new scissors, or sharpening the scissors. Are your scissors getting dull too? Man, we're cutting so much. We've been getting our all of our projects done. All right, now I'm gonna grab my cable ties, and we're gonna go ahead and pull this dude off. So I'm gonna run that right underneath on the right, and then pull this through so that the tail will be on the left up here, and I'll have a little bit of motion. Actually, it's got to go this way so you catch it. You can't push it over. You got to go on the same side. We'll pull it into the swag when we bring it in. Okay, rotate that between your fingers, and now is the magical part. You got to fluff it all up. Fluff it and make it look beautiful. Yeah. There we go. You see how loopy it is? That's how I love to make my bows. Just lots of motion and movement. I think that's so satisfying. Now come in here underneath, add your cable tie behind, and just pull that tight. We're going to take and just cut that piece off, and now what I like to put in there, I'm going to put a bit of the stripe running right down the middle, okay? So let's do that. Just cut off a small strip of your stripe. Remember, in the kit, you're going to get that whole roll. So you've got plenty to work with. And I'm going to run this right down the middle here. And you have that tail up and a tail down. Flip this around, we'll just put a little knot. Basically, we're making it look really clean. I teach in design school. We want to camouflage our mechanics, and that's exactly what we just did. No one will know that there's a cable tie in there, okay? So the first part of this project is rocket. Now, we're going to get that swag base and put that part together now. So just move your ribbon off to the side and grab the large swag base, and then you're also going to need this piece here. Now, I have already taken and fluff them out, and in design school we call that shaking hands. So that's what we've done. We've shook hands with all of that. Now the swag itself has this hanger on it right here, so you might take a second and just move that to the back so the hanger can be accessed from the back. And I'm going to run that right beside here. Now let me flip it over. So you'll have 2 pine cones. You'll have like a trio of pine cones when you mix these 2 together. Now, the way to get this to hold is we've got to use some cable ties and attach it nice and firmly right down the center. You can leave a little gap in between. I'll show you. Let me flip it around so you can see. A little gap in between to set the bow in, or you can just do it flush tight and then put the bow on top of these. It's up to you. I'm going to leave a little bow zone, as we call it in KDS. I'm going to flip this around. And now it's time to attach this together. Now, your kit doesn't come with cable ties, but you can get these in the electrical department. You can pick out, I like the clear color, it's easy to camouflage, and you're just gonna put a couple of these here. Easy peasy. Now, the other thing you're going to need, here's that hanger, so I'm gonna pull that out so I can access it. put one right above it, and it's got like a little wire loop. You can always add another wire hanger if that one doesn't work for your door, no big deal. 2 of these on and keep this nice and flat. When we trim these off, we're going to just rotate those little nubs to the side. I'm using wire cutters, so it's just a little less sharp on my, a little less harsh on my poor little scissors. And just push this to the side. That way that doesn't scratch your door or anything like that. And you got a nice surface back here, okay? All right, we got that done. Now flip it around. Voila! Okay. Oh my gosh, it's such a beautiful, strong, beautiful base. Now, I'm going to go ahead and put my bow in, and we're going to get our tails all pretty how we want them. I'm going to show you a couple of different options. That's so fun. When you make yours, you can do yours anyway. So let's take this one in, put it right down the center. Okay, and here's our tail running down the bottom. So I'm going to give you a couple of options, but the first thing we have to do is take that cable tie and attach this right to the middle. Okay, this goes in the center of that area we left where we have our 3 pine cones. Just so pretty placed in there. And then once that's in, I'm not going to get it too tight to start with. We can always tighten it up later. Cut that piece off, and then we're going to manage that tail to look beautiful. Y'all, this is just a great transitional piece. You could even pop some gorgeous hearts in here if you wanted to make it more Valentine-y. I'm just making it pretty in winter, and you could always pop in the hearts if you wanted. Now, I love the stripe mixed on top of the berry. I think that's really pretty. And what I would do is I would just kind of tuck this under the first pine cone right here, and then let this tail come out this way. So you have this beautiful flow. Isn't that beautiful? That's one option to do the tail. And then here at the top, if I was doing that, I'm going to do this tail the opposite way. See how this curls this way? This one's going to curl the opposite, because that is awesome and beautiful. And you love to see that flow. I love to see the flow of movement. And then we can curl these up. And that is beautiful ribbon placement on this one. I mean, beautiful. If you want to change and you want to be different, another fun thing to do is just to have these kind of meet in the middle. Have the berries go on one side and have the stripe go on the other. And then have their little tails just come down. And you can make them match, or one be longer than the other. And that's really fun too. And you could do that same thing up here. It's your choice if you like them matching or a little bit off center like this. So depending what you want to do, you can either tie this on, or you can just pop a little glue on here to hold them down. It's up to you. So I'm just going to go ahead and I think I'm just going to tie it down with a cable tie. I like to pull this up just a little bit more so there's a little bit of movement in here. So we're going to come underneath, and I'm going to tie it to the base right there. And you see, we call that a roller coaster in design school. That just means it's a Humpty-Doo, right? Yeah, Humpty Dance on this one. I'm going to come in right underneath and tie that onto that base, okay? So go for the base wire, run your cable tie in and out. It's going to go under and come back up. And then I'm just going to gather the ribbon a little so I kind of control how it's going to look. And you see how that's underneath the pine here, so you'll never see it. Okay, so that one's in. So I've used about 4 cable ties so far. Isn't that cute? So pretty. Now let's do the same thing up here. We've already placed that one in. Let me grab one more. And we'll tie this one in right up here. And just, you can take and gather it like this to kind of control when you tie it. Otherwise it can look a little frumpy, you know? No girls want to be frumpy, and no wreaths want to be frumpy. We want to feel polished. Polished. You guys, I love this. This is just a simple kit, and kits are a great way for you to get started, where you might go to our website and feel just completely overwhelmed with thousands of products. But when you come in and you purchase a kit, you get exactly what you need to make it. And you might need to add a little hot glue or scissors or things like that. But I know you guys already have that in your craft room. All right, in order, this is beautiful. This is great and simple. We could be done here. But we're just going to add a little touch of that cardinal. So many people love cardinals for so many different reasons, so we like to add them into our pieces, especially for winter when people are thinking about their loved ones. So I'm going to take and separate this out. And when you do that, you can separate these into different sections. And I'm looking to get 3 pieces out of here if I can. Just take and pull these out. And not everybody will have a cardinal. Some will just have some greenery. And I just like to tear them if we can. Just tear this. It's super easy to do. tear it down, and cut this one right here. Okay. Now, I'm going to take all the scraps. We don't need those, or you can save that main wire maybe for another project. And we're just going to add these in. Now, this is kind of where the cardinal and a little bit more greenery. I'm going to use that at the top, and then we'll use all these smaller pieces in at the bottom. Now, with her, I think we could thin down the top a little bit. Keep one berry, but take this little bit out. So I just I'm deconstructing that spray into some smaller, more delicate sprays. Okay, and I'm just going to take a little glue, and we're going to pop this one in, and this cardinal can sit right behind this pine cone and sit here at the top, and just add that little bit of touch of happiness. So I'm going to put a little glue on that. I'm using my electric glue skillet, but you can use a glue gun, whatever you prefer. It's off camera, but you see how I've got a bunch of glue on there? I'm going to tuck that in right back here. She's so happy. Just make sure you're hitting a lot of the pine with it. And in this one, I went right behind the pine cone. Okay, so she's going to tuck in there, and I'm going to kind of use what we call a zigzag technique to do the rest, y'all. So just what it means is we're going to add a little to the left and then a little to the right. It's easy way to do it and work your way down. If you're a little unsure about your placement, what you can do is just tuck them in before you glue them. Okay, so there's that one. These just have some fun little berries, a little bit of greenery. This is where we have our cable tie where we tuck that ribbon in. We trim these off. We've got one more cardinal, and I'm going to think about where I'm putting her in just a second. Let's shake hands and fluff this guy all out. All right, let's come in here. That's super cute. And I'm thinking about where I'm putting these. I'm not just shoving them in. You see how I'm zigzagging? Important, guys. If you want to be a high-level designer and make pieces that people want to pay more for, you have to do more than just push it in. You have to think about where it's going to go and how the eye picks up those things. And I think what would be really precious is if we went ahead and put both of these baby cardinals up here at the top like they are together. So let's come back in and glue everybody in and make her look marvelous. Okay, let me put this one right up here. She's got a nice long wire. I'm going to take and trim that a little bit. Get the glue on her. And come on here, and you notice how her head is facing the other way? That's on purpose. So these have alternate heads facing. Think about that when you're putting your stuff in, okay? Now I'm going to come in right here, and we're going to go under those pine cones. And I'm going to get a good amount of glue where I can go in on top of this base right here, and that will hide all of that. And this just little bit of accent piece, because it's green and it's not brown, it's really popping out. I mean, the green and the brown are popping out against all the white of the winter snow here, and that looks adorable. And this is working like a twig, which I use twigs. I love, love, love twigs in my designs. They just give you this higher perceived value, this designer look, with just a little bit more effort. Okay, here's our last one. Oh, I love this, you guys. I know this is a kit you could really have fun with, and you can make it to go on your door the rest of the season after you're done with the holidays. And if you wanted to make it more Valentine-y, you could use this exact same piece, just pop a little heart in here, any kind of little heart. You could even print you out a cute little heart and laminate it, pop it right in here and make it temporary, pull it back out, and your cardinals could be shining also if you wanted to. So there's just so many different variations, but I can't wait for you to play with this adorable zigzag ribbon, you guys. But this one's just a sweet little mason jar, which is always kind of a classic look to go with this natural botanical look we've been doing with the berries and the eucalyptus. So in this kit, you're going to get the mason jar, you're going to get the gorgeous eucalyptus, and a couple of the small berry sprays right here, which are just adorable. And then this pine, this beautiful wispy pine. And that's going to be the whole combination we're going to use together. So if you're just getting in here, come on in, welcome. And we're going to start putting this puppy together. I've got to grab our floral foam, because that is not going to come in the kit. You're going to need to put your own foam in your jar. Hi, Debbie. Good to see you. You guys, I can't see comments everywhere, but if I see your name pop up, I'll tell you hello, welcome. If you're watching on the replay, let us know you're watching on the replay, definitely. I'm going to move this out of the way. We're going to put this right beside it here. And let me grab our little piece of floral foam. You don't need a whole lot. So, but you do need to pop it in there to hold everything in place. So while everybody's coming on, I just can tell you hello. Thank you for joining us. And let me grab our little bit of foam and we'll pop it in there. I got the glue pod heating up over here. I don't know if y'all can see that on the video, but it's heating up and lots of goodness going on. Hi, Melissa and Cindy. And I moved all my floral foam earlier because it was in my way. Oh, I found it. I found it. All right, so we're going to take a little block like this. This is a little piece I cut off from some other projects, and we're going to put it in. Hey, Penny. Hi, Diane. And I don't need it to be all the way to the top. I like it to be a little bit lower. So I'm going to kind of get an idea, and then I'll just cut it right here. And I still haven't brought my knife from the house. I'm slow here. We're going to cut it old school with the scissors. We're going to rough it. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Tina. Hey, Lorely. Thanks. And if you guys are watching in the group, thanks for being here or over on YouTube or TikTok. I'm so glad you're here. We are going to have some fun. So we're going to pop that in first. This is going to hold all of our goodness together. You might want to put a little Gorilla Glue in there too if you're going to make it as a gift or send it off to anybody, because that'll keep it really, really good and stable inside there, okay? Now let's go ahead and start off by kind of creating our perimeter. And I want to use the really super cute pine outside on the edges of the design. So I'm going to take this here and just open it all up. And we're going to cut these down super short. Hi, Marianne. Hey, Curtin. So let me get my little wire cutters. Now, it's up to you how tall you want to make it. And depending exactly, you know, how big you want to make it, I'm going to make it fairly substantial. It's going to have a small mason jar base that we're going to pop off that a whole lot. A whole lot. Hey, Dora. You guys, right now I can read comments on TikTok and over on Facebook. So if you're someone else commenting, I'm not leaving you out. I just can't read them all with the technology I got going today. Maybe one day we're going to get fancier. So let's break down both of these sprays so I can kind of spread them apart a little bit in this design. I'm just cutting them all with just about a 1-inch stem. Hey, Gail. Hi, Richard and Shelly. I'm glad you're here hanging out with us today. It's a gorgeous day in Houston. It heated up a little, but it's still nice, and I like having that sunshine, of course. All right, let's go opposite with these when we put them on. And I'm gonna have these kind of come out and over. They're gonna be like my beautiful, like, da, 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 da. This is my favorite time to get the action going. You're loving it so far? Great, great. I'm glad you are. I'm gonna move you guys back just a little bit so you guys can see it pretty good. So it's going to coordinate with the pieces we did in design school. It's just going to be a little bit smaller centerpiece. This type of piece is great for your craft booth if you sell or you do craft shows, because it's not too big. It's the type of thing that people can put anywhere and in their home and make a great gift. Okay, so you can see I've just gone just kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, easy, easy. Right, Debbie? A nice day for the Astros win. Hey, I was gonna not try to get into the Astros, but you know, go Stros. Oh, Bridget, you're gonna do mason jar centerpieces for a rehearsal dinner. Perfect. Kendra, did I paint the jar? No, Kendra, this comes this way in our kit. You guys, this is gonna be a kit. So when you're watching or you're watching on the replay, if you want the link to the kit, just put the word kit in the comments. Kit, and then we'll get back to you and give you the link to the kit. Now I'm coming in with my beautiful eucalyptus. This is one of my favorite pieces this season. It's frosted and it's two-tone. See the light green and the dark green? Ooh, juicy. I'm going to take and we're going to start with 3 pieces of this right in the center. I'm going to break this down, you guys. Really easy for you. So 1, 2, and the third one will be over here, okay? I'm going to separate it and it's going to come on this side. Now, these are going to sit up high and pretty right in the middle. I mean, this is like a no-brainer. So easy. Yeah, wherever you're watching, guys, put kit in the comments. We'll come back and reply to you. Now, if you're over on TikTok, you know the replay is not available, but come join us on YouTube or Facebook, and we'll get back to you with the link to the kit. Or you can come back and check the link in the bio. All right, now let's take a couple of these and cut them down shorter. I'm going to cut these like in half, so these are like little baby picks, like this, little baby ones. Break them down. Because these we're going to use around the perimeter. These are so fast to make. You can make several really quickly. Now these are going to go in between our little bit of our pretty pine that we put in. Okay, we're going to let these kind of pop out right between, and I'm going to just kind of circle it around. If you have like a Lazy Susan, you could pop this on your Lazy Susan and give this puppy a little spin all the way around. Okay, and let's put one more here, and then one here. Okay, that's pretty easy, isn't it? Look how cute it looks already. And you got a great shape working all the way around. Great shape, rock and roll. It's not too heavy. It's just perfect as far as our spacing. Now it's time to grab those adorable berry bushes. So these are what's going to make the party get started. You got twigs, you've got berries. This is the good stuff. I like to take the twigs and twist them and curl them. You don't have to do them. You can let them be wild and free if you want. But I like to do, add a little pop of that in there. Okay, I'm going to take and cut this where we've got 2 picks out of each one, okay? So separate it out, and this one will go right here. And this one don't cut yet, because we're gonna measure that one, okay, when we put it in, so we get the right height. I want these pieces to kind of flow out of the center, and I want the twigs to be opposite. Since this is all the pieces that are coming in the kit, that way I can kind of get a measurement from here how long I want it to be. So I just kind of take it up to the edge, make my cut, and it kind of depends where you put that foam in the container. You might have to cut it a little longer depending how big you leave that piece of foam, but you do want the foam to go out below the lip, so that way you don't have to use any moss or anything to hide mechanics. Look how cute already. So easy. Okay, adorable. Let's go on the other side. Now go opposite on this side. Break down your next pick the same way. The reason I'm doing that is I'm utilizing these killer twigs up for the height of the design. And we want to make sure we do that, maximize it. Coming in here, cutting that, we'll wait to cut it, we'll measure it out, okay? Just like this, and I'm gonna bring it over and see about where I need it, okay, great. And then remember, I'm gonna curl these twigs down just a little. We want them to be wild and free still, but I'll bring them down just a hair. Okay, let's do that. Isn't that fun? Yeah, go Astros is right. Y'all, I'm from Houston, and we're excited about the Astros, of course. And of course we want them to do their best. And we're so happy this time we're hopefully not having any major natural disasters while they're doing really good. We want to keep it that way. Okay, so they're opposite each other, so we got great placement. It's looking adorable already. And we're going to continue. We're going to add a few more pieces. Now these berries, we're going to use them low to the base on the opposite side, okay, in each little area. When we separated this into 4 pieces with that pine, we created these little sections that's so easy to go between. You guys, these are like foolproof methods to make these designs rock and roll. So don't be afraid to try them. A kit's a great way to get started on a really simple, fun project. And this one also comes with some ribbon. So as soon as we get done with the design, we're going to pop in a little touch of ribbon. You get the whole roll of ribbon, so you definitely could use it to pop in a wreath to coordinate or make a little lantern swag. Maybe we'll do that too for you guys. But this one right here, is going right just opposite the other two. We're letting the twigs fly out the top. Super duper cute. You can give the eucalyptus a little bend if you want it to pop down a little more. Now, I've got 2 more pieces of this pine we're going to put in now. And I just like to use this. Instead, all the other pine kind of broke the plane of the container. Let's use this one to kind of go up and like spike it up the middle a little bit. Hey, Marina. Don't you want Dusty to win? Yes, of course we do. Just love it all. Love it all. So exciting. Okay, I'm going to push this one. You need to hear it crunch into the foam. If it's not crunching, then you know something's not going right. Let's go to the other side. So everything we do is we do one on the other side, one on the other. The exception was those 3 pieces that we put in the middle. Those didn't really go opposite, okay? Pop this one in. Put that one up the middle. This looks so cute. Now, we're going to grab our roll of ribbon that also comes in the kit, and we're going to just pop a sweet little bow right around the base, okay? And we'll just take, first of all, I like to just take and cut me, we can leave it on there, we don't have to cut it. Just kind of come around the base of the container, and we can take and just glue a little piece on there, just like this, at the top, making it real neat and clean. And I love that little touch. So let's do that. I'm just going to cut it with overlap just a little bit, and we'll go around and pop that right here around the top. I've got a little bit of a glue string here going. Okay. You could have done this first too, but I'm just doing it at the end. And you don't have to put the bow. You could use the ribbon on something totally different. Okay, I'm going to put a little glue on there, and then I'm going to overlap these. Awesome. So glue, overlap. Now I need a little glue on that piece of ribbon to hide this right here, okay? I don't use a glue gun, guys, so if you see me bring the glue to it, that's why. Boom, boom, boom. Bring it over. Perfect. Okay, and now I want it to be kind of neatly connected there. Don't you knock my wreath down. Now I'm going to add a little bow, but the bow, I think I'll just poke the bow up inside the design. So let me grab a couple of cable ties, and we'll make our little bow here. Let me grab those cable ties first. We're going to just tie our bow on one of those little pieces of stem we have left, okay? Right here, and we'll put that in. Yes, if you got here, yes, there's foam in there, Debbie. There's foam in the jar. Yes, ma'am. If you just got here, guys, and you're going to want the link to grab this kit, let us know in the comments. We'll come back and put it in. I'm just making a simple hand over hand bow right here that we're going to pop in the design. Really simple. You don't need a bunch of ribbon or bow on here because this is just a beautiful touch to the design. So here goes my cable tie going through the middle. And then I am going to add a wire to the back of it right there. Okay, bow looking good. Wire going in the back. And we're going to make just a big old floral pin. I see a bigger one than normal. So I just bend one of those wires. And that literally came off one of those floral pieces. Okay, dokie. And then just kind of, let's cut our tails. I don't really know how long I've left them, so I'm going to leave them a little long. Now, because you're kind of pushing this into the design, you don't necessarily have to worry about covering the center like we normally do, because you're probably not going to see it. So let me decide where I want the bow. Let's see. Let's have it kind of right here off to the side, and then I'm going to take and put a little glue on that, and we'll push it into the foam. Okay? Got my glue on my homemade floral pin. I'm going to pop it in, and hopefully don't burn yourself. You want to hear it crunch in there, hopefully. There it goes. Yes, hear the crunch. And then just bring that out. And then I would probably leave these kind of long so we can literally let them curl up and then pull them out a little. Because I always love little curly danglies hanging as part of my little swirl. Get your twigs going where you want them. And we did it. It's a super duper cute little arrangement. I think it's really fun. It's a little simple one to do. And this would be just a great teacher's gift. A little pretty cute thing to grab to give to somebody. Yeah, you can always put bows in arrangements. You sure can. Oh, you guys, and Nicole got the kit up. Thanks, Nicole. I didn't think you would have time to do it. She's awesome. She hustled. So you guys, if you're watching over on TikTok or YouTube, if you'll just go to our latest supply list, you will also see the kit there, or just search kit on Khalees.com, and it will help you get the link for it. If you can't find it, you're totally lost, you can email us at info@Khalees.com, and we'll help you out and get you what you need. But isn't this fun to make? All right, let's make our ball topper. So basically you're going to need a large ball. This is a 200 millimeter ball. You could do this in smaller versions. It's no problem to do that also. Just make your ribbon smaller as you decrease the size of the ball, okay? When you're working with the ball, I found it's just easier to put it in a bowl. This is just a bowl from our kitchen. And then I can just set it in there and it's not rolling all around while I'm creating it. One of the very first things you're going to need to do for our ball topper is, if this part is where it attaches, you're going to need to be able to make sure this is secure and not going to break off or anything like that. I will keep the hanger if I can, or I can add another hanger if I need to. A couple of different options for this. This one is glued in, so I don't need to really do anything to it, but I could use a product like Gorilla Glue to put some glue around there and pop it back in. I can also use hot glue. This is a non-breakable ball. You could do this on a beautiful glass ball as well. You're just going to need to attach everything to the top without glue if it's glass, because hot glue will just pull right off, or you'll need an E6000 or a Gorilla Glue or something like that to help attach whatever you're putting on, okay? So we've prepped that. It's ready to go. The next step is going to be to make our bow. All right, so let me just pop this off to the side for a second while we make our bow. And I'm going to show you how to make the bow in your hands today, so it'll be real easy for you to create it pretty without any special tools, basically, okay? So this is a 2.5 inch ribbon, all right, and we got this one from Khalees.com. What I want to do is figure out my tail length, and I'm going to do that with the ball over here. And the easiest way to do that is take and measure out from the top of the ball. I'm going to rotate it around. Move over, Jingle Bells, just a little. Scissors. Measure from the top of the ball how far I want that ribbon to go down. Depending on your home, and sometimes it's fun to have it even go below the ball. See how far that would go? Because we can put a nice little curl in it. So I'm going to measure that out however long I want that to be. I'm just marking that right here with my hand, okay? I'm just going to gently gather that in my fingers, and then I'm going to twist it. Okay, and then I'm going to make a loop length, what I think will work. Just bring that over to the top of my ball and see if I like it. Does that look good? I like it. Okay, and if I'm happy with that, we'll do the same thing. I'll scrunch, and then I twist. So I'm keeping the scrunch and the twist right in my fingers. All right, let's bring it around again, and I'm going to make this loop just the exact same, close as I can, eyeballing it here to the other side, and I'll scrunch that one up. Okay, so I've got a loop on each side. And that's all I'm going to have of the green. I like that. I'm happy with it. So I'll just cut these to the same length here. And I'll make the tails pretty later. I'm just going to snip them right now. Okay, so there's the back part of our bow. The next part we're going to do is the red and white, because it looks so fun with the red and white on the ball. And I'm going to make this tail, I'm just holding that in my hand while I measure it out. I'm going to make it about the same. Okay, and I'll bring it to the center, and then I'm going to scrunch. You see me just scrunching it up. Put it in the middle. And then I'm going to give it a twist. Okay. And we'll give it a loop here. How far should we make this loop? I think we'll make it a little bit shorter. Okay, and I'm just going to lay that on top. Do I like that? If I'm happy with it, I go with it. If I want it a little longer, this is the time to make it a little longer. Make it just a hair longer. So I scrunch, hold that in my fingers, and then I usually just throw these spools on the ground, guys, but I'm trying to keep it a little neater for you guys. I'll scrunch on both sides. So you can see I've got a scrunch, and I'm going to make another loop, so I've got to make a twist. Okay, I'll bring it up to the center. I'm going to throw the spool on the ground because it's getting a little twisted. Just easier, it stays out of your way. All right. Yes, I'm doing this one today where you don't have to have any special tools. You're just going to have to go get the ball at the store, and then you're going to be ready to rock and roll. And so this one needs to come down, so I'm going to put it on this side of this loop right here. Let me back it up a little till I get it the right size. I like it. And I'm just going to scrunch it. Okay, fluff it out. Make sure everything's looking right and lay it flat. Isn't that pretty? So far, so good, guys. We've got one loop in the back. That's the green. And then we have 2 loops of the red stripe on the front. Isn't that fun? Okay, I'll just switch hands for just a second so I can cut this with my right hand. And I'll just cut it straight across. And we're done with that one. Now, the fun little piece we're going to put in the middle is this polka dot. And this one's just a lot smaller. And I think a little fun trick we did on this one is we had, I'm going to have these tails going up and down. See how they kind of go opposite each other, even though they're long. We're going to do the same thing on this one. And I'm going to have this one be a little short little poppy tail. But I think I want it to go this way. Since all these tails are going right, let's have this one go left. Okay, and I'm just going to gather it. Okay, and there, hold it with my thumb. And twist. Okay. And just a little short one. Okay, let's make it just like a little pop. Just a little pop of color. I like that little snap of glitter because there's a little glitter in the ball and you're picking up the white in the ball. Okay, I'm going to twist it. Wait a second. Yep, I got to twist it. I twisted the wrong way. What you doing, twist? And then I'm going to bring this one back around and scrunch it. Okay, so I want the loops to be, whoops, can't jerk it quite that hard. Pretty close, but I want 1 loop up, 1 loop down, 1 tail up, 1 tail down. Okay, there's a little bit of a fold here. You got to fix all these right now. All right, I like it. So let's trim. And I'll make these tails all exactly how I want them when I get to that point, but I'm not quite there. Okay, hold the center really tight. And I'm going to grab a couple of cable ties. I'm going to use a shorty in the middle. So for me, that's 8 inches. And then I use usually an 11-incher in the back. You probably don't need it that big. And it's not going to matter the color in this particular project because these are not going to show. So I'm going to get it a little tight and I'm going to run that between my fingers right there. So it's not all the way tight because I'm going to take just a second here and get everybody where I want them. So you can see I separated the green between the red and the white. Make sure we're spreading that out properly. Right? You keep on doing all your fluffing. Okay, it looks really good. So ideally, when we get to this point, we've got 2 tails up, okay? 2 tails down. And then we've got a smaller tail up and down. And I'm going to make those about the same size. I just need to cut a little more off here. Okay. Let me go ahead. This is our attachment cable tie. How we're going to attach it to the top of the bow. So I've got to put that in right there and get this tight. All right, now grab my wire cutters. Just trim that part off right there. Okay. Now I'm going to take just a second and check these tails that we cut here earlier. And like that one is not pretty at an angle. I'm going to just recut that and get it pretty. That one's pretty good. Let's check these two. See how we're doing? Yeah, let me get a little angle cut on these. I just think they're cuter finished like that. I am going to curl them up when we get them on top of the ball. Okay. So our we would call this a funky bow with long tails. All right. So the only little trick on this is whatever ribbon goes in the very front, let's keep those tails kind of shorter. So they're not, you know, unless you want them to be the same length and you want them to come down in between these two, then you would have reversed this angle and have those tails come there. But I thought it'd be fun just to have a little action in that section. Okay. So that part is done. Before we attach this to the ball, we want to get our pick. We've picked out one just simple pick, and for us, that's this Jingle Bell pick, which I just totally love. Screams Christmas. It's heavily snowed, but it has a great jingle, and I thought that'll be really fun to have this on the ball coming down. So what we're going to do is like I would say in design school class, we're going to shake hands with it, get to know it really well, and fluff it all out. And then I'm going to trim off a few pieces. So let me just get in here and trim off this section. And what I'm looking for is for it to be long enough to come down the side of the ball. It doesn't have to be huge, but just some nice little pieces to add in under the bow. get in here. Let's see, that one's kind of thick, but let's pull it a little. There we go. If I pull that piece off, isn't that a great jingle? I mean, Santa, I mean, if I were little, I would think Santa's here. There's the number 2 piece. Let's do one more. Okay, one more piece. Let's take this one and trim it. You know, these balls work great for adding to a tree. They also look lovely just sitting in a bowl like we've got here. How fun is that? You can just add them all over the place. Okay, so I've got my 3 pieces. I've got them kind of in a little star pattern here. Let's grab a cable tie and let's see if we can get them attached together first. So I'm just going to go right here where I'm getting all 3 pieces. And we just want to have some pressure added to them with this. Nothing fancy. Okay, I just pulled that tight. No problem. Now, I'm going to do a little trick. I'm going to take some of these little twigs that are underneath and we're going to give them a twist. So if anybody were ever to pick it up by this part of your design, it wouldn't just pull out of your whole piece. A piece from this little pick would grab that and hold on so nothing could really pull out. Okay? So we've kind of made like a little, basically like a cute little snowflake out of these. Bring your ball over. Here we go. And on my ball, I saw that I can get a cable tie through this center. So that'll be my plan to attach everybody together real easily right here. I'll bring this from the bottom and just bring that through. Okay. And then we're going to start to layer up our design. I'm going to put this on first. And the only thing I need to do is if I'm going to use this for my hanger, I need to pull it through. And you know what would be really pretty? Hey, I got a new plan. Let's use a big ribbon hanger. Let's change it. Let me get some of that red and white ribbon. And let's use that for our hanger because that would be so much more fun. Because I'm thinking we want something longer, okay? So let's make that about, it's probably about 24 inches. And I'm going to make us a little hanger. So we're going to make a loop, just a really big loop of ribbon. It's nothing too crazy, guys. I just, about 24 inches of ribbon backed on itself, okay? And let's just trim that off. Ooh, this is going to be cute. It's going to look really cute. So it can hang down from a higher thing. Oh, you know, it might look really cute coming from our ceiling fan in our living room. Might be perfect. Okay, and then I'm going to take and just knot these together. I'm going to use a little glue, which I've got some glue back here to hold them together. And that way I'm doing this because this ribbon is not two-sided. If it were two-sided, we could just use one piece, but it's not. I'm going to just glue those together. So I've just kind of sandwiched them like a sandwich there. And I'm going to run this right down the middle. So it's going to get grabbed in there. I'm going to just do like that. It's going to get grabbed in this cable tie that's holding on the twigs. Okay, and I've left the little string, the little silver string, in case I have some type of failure and I need it, I can have it. Okay, and I'm going to just tie that to the top. It's going to be a little bulky, but it's going to be okay because the bow is going to cover all the ends here. All right, let's trim this off. Okay, now it's time to get our, this is our demo bow, but let's get our real bow we made with the long tails over here. We need that one. And this is just going to come together. Super cute. So I am just working through the center of the hanger that we decided to add on. Okay. And I'm going to go underneath here. I'm going underneath the hanger, underneath the all the twigs. So that way I'm getting under everything to attach the bow. And that will give us a bigger attachment point so this bow doesn't slide all around on us. I'm going to take that and tighten it up. And come right to the top here. Okay, so I've got it tight. Now you can't get it so tight that you start popping everything off, right? Look how cute it looks already. I love this. Okay, it's just spinning around in my bowl there. Don't panic. All right. Now, let's get our hanger positioned since we ended up making a really fun hanger, which I love. So it needs to come up from the sides of the bow here, So I just twist it around and get it where we want it. There we go. Look at this. How stinking cute. I love it. That is cute. So that will come kind of right through the center of the bow. And you know what would make that really neat and clean is if we were able to pull that to the center and just get a little bit of a cable tie on it right there in the middle to cinch it up. And if I had a little clear one, that would work the best, but I got one right here. Yes. Sorry, this was the last, while we were here in the creative zone, I added this little bit of technique that I wasn't going to do, but it's so cute. Okay, take this, and I'm just using a clear cable tie so it doesn't show quite as much as the green. And I'm going to cinch that as tight as I can to the bow, because that's our hanger, and make sure I've got nothing backwards. Because when it hangs, we don't want to see any of that. Oh, perfect. So now the hanger's coming out of the top of the bow. Okay, bring my little bowl back. And I'm going to trim off that part of the cable tie. Right there. Cutie patootie. So it doesn't look super cool in the picture right now, but that's our hanger. I'm going to curl that up. All right. Right there in the curl on the top. That is our built-in hanger. Now the next thing I want to do is I'm going to take and curl these tails. So I just take the ribbon. I'm curling one in the back. Let me curl one to where you can see it better. Take this one here, curl it up on your fingers, just like you're curling hair. Back in the day, we put our hair in curlers. We would just curl that. Look how cute that is. And kind of, this one here, you just curl a little bit, the white one. Fluff these out. All right, let's curl the green one. How fun is this? You know, if you have those lights in your kitchen that drop down, I think they're called pendulum lights. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but how cute would you doing a small ball from each one or every second one? Wouldn't that be precious? Okay, now I'm taking the twigs and I'm bringing them down. Okay, just bringing them down and making sure they're spread out where they go in each little section of the bow. Okay, how cute! Now, the last little touches, I'm going to grab a couple of the bells from our little pick here that we were using. So we'll just do it over to the side. That's just so fun. I'm loving that. Okay. I want to just around the center where we put the hanger. So I've curled that up for now, but this is our hanger. So when that's hanging, how fun is that going to be? But I want to add just a little bit of detail around there with some of these little bells. So I'm going to take off this green bell. See if we can just unwrap it. It's completely wired on, so I can just take and unwrap it. And let's take off a little red one. And we're going to make like a little bell cluster. I'm going to take off another green one here. Alright, and let's get another red. And we definitely will save these twigs for something else. So I've got 4 little bells separated out. And the first thing I'm going to do is take and just twist their wires together. So they are like a little family now. Okay, right there. And just trim that little end off. And because this is going to be glued on and not wired, come on dude, I guess my cutters are wearing out for little wires. Okay, take and ball this into the littlest little disc here. We're going to use that part right there to put the glue on, all right? Then we're going to glue it right in close to our bow right here. So it's so cute, little detail right there. That gets me excited. All right, let me take and get some glue on it. So what I do, I don't use a glue gun, guys, so you'll see me bring the glue to my project with a bamboo stick out of my glue pot. I'm just going to tuck that right here. Okay. And we'll just hold it for a second. Let's do the jingle jangle. Okay, let's do it again with this set. And then we'll rotate, just do that on the back. So because if you can see here, can you see? There is a little bit of that cable tie piece right there. And we're going to use this to hide that. If these wires were just a hair longer, we could have done it, wired it right around. But I knew they were going to be too small and my little finger is going to drive me nuts. So look there, I squashed it into a little area. That's going to help hold the glue better than if you were to glue it just right to the jingle bell. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to bring the glue from my glue pot over here. Just put a little piece on. Look how cute. I hope you guys can do this project right now with stuff you have right at your house. I know you have some cute things. If you're needing anything, you know, we still got all the fun stuff over at Cleese.com. The ribbon, the bells, all that goodies. Look at this. Okay, let me move the little bowl out of the way. We did it. I mean, this is super duper cute. Super duper cute, y'all. And I love our last minute addition of the adorable hanger. So to give you an idea of how it's going to look hanging. Look at that. Totally amazing, guys. Hi guys, it's Kali here with Cleese.com, and today we're going to make a really fast and easy snowman door hanger. We're starting off with this incredible base that we got on our website at Kalees. And I'm going to flip him over. He's got a nice wire support in there, but I'm going to take this and just give it a little bend up. So that way, oops, don't let it fly off. That way when I get ready to hang it, I've got a good starting point right there on hanger, and it's not too flat. And then I'm not trying to adjust that when I've got all my pretties on the front, okay? So he comes with a little cute cedar up here and some pine cones, and that's adorable. It's all got this ice and glitter. And I think the first thing we're doing is we're going to put some arms on him. So we have these gorgeous, cute snowball stems. I thought, wouldn't that be fun to have a couple of those as his arms, like big snowballs got up on him. I'm going to take a couple of these glue strings off. And what I did is I'm looking for the two pieces that can match. This side has 3. If I bring this over there, this will have 3. And I could use these 2 for arms. So what I'm going to do is just cut those off. The stem. Isn't this so cute? It's going to be super easy and simple. All right, this one's got 2 big snowballs. I think I'll take one off so that they're pretty similar. That one has 3, but it doesn't have to be exact. And I can put those over the side. Maybe we'll use some of those somewhere else. But I want to use these as arms. So I'm going to make them about the same size. One might be a little bit shorter. One might be a little bit longer. And then I'll be hot gluing these in. Right now I'm just going to stick them in to show you. But we'll be able to glue them in when the time comes. And that ball's a little bit not too bally. I'll just cut it off. No problem. We got you. All right, let's put these in. I think the arms will look pretty cute from the neck. Or a little lower. I think the neck is going to be maybe right there. I like that. So I'm just going to take and push them into the vine. Let me trim it a little bit shorter. Come here, you little trail. Oh, it's pretty tight, but we can get it right there. There we go. So there's an arm. Isn't that cute? That's cute. I love it. And let's put the other arm in. Maybe we want to put it a little higher. If we put it there, how does that look? No, it needs to be a little lower. I like it lower. You'll have to play with yours and decide where you want your arms to be. And I want them to come up a little too. And the cool thing is, since this is all icy and snowy, you don't really have to worry about anything showing. I'll get my snowballs up and popping. All right, his arms are on. Now, you can do a lot of different things. I'm gonna, you can go to town decorating where you want. It looks really cute with like a little icy bird's nest down here at the bottom. But we're gonna make a bow first and decide where we want to put the bow. So I'm just gonna make a really simple, basic bow. I'll make the tail. If I'm gonna put the bow at his neck, I want the tail to come about down the whole length of the snowman. So I'll just hold that between my fingers and I'm going to give it a twist, okay? We don't have this available in a kit, but we'll have a supply list for you where you can grab the things you want. If you just want the snowman, you can get it. Okay, so I'm going to decide my loop length by placing it in the middle of the snowman. Oh, I think I want it a little bit smaller. Something like that. So that'll be my loop length. You'll have to play with it and see what you want. I just twist that in my hands and I'm making a loop on each side. Just like that. And I scrunch that down. This is just like we do in our bow videos, but I'm just not using the bow maker. I'm just holding it in my hand. Okay, there's a simple bow. If you wanted a little bit more body, we could do a few more, we could totally do a few more loops. So I've twisted it. Let's say you want 2 loops on each side. I make it about the same. The only thing I do different here is I scrunch and then I twist. So I keep my scrunch nice and neat, my twist nice and neat. All right. And I know I want that tail to go down also. So here is when we have 2 loops on each side. Okay, oh, that one's a little big. Let's make it a little smaller. So there's a couple of loops on each side. So you have the different options. If you want 2 loops, then I just cut it with the tails the same length. I think I'm going to go super basic, and we're going to go just keeping the bow simple with 1 loop. So we'll measure it out, twist, measure it out, scrunch it. And I like that one. All right. I use cable ties, so I'm going to use a cable tie to tie this guy off in the center. You could also just tie a regular bow, but I want my tails going forward and really fluffing out. Pull that down. And let's cut these at the same length. I'm just going to dovetail them in. All right. Now I need to put a cable tie on the back to attach it to my wreath. Or this time my little snowman. So I'll just slide that underneath and trim the little pointy part off, and we're good to go. So that's going to be going right in the middle. I'm just thinking we might glue a snowball in the center. If we're going to do that, we don't need to cover up the green. Depending what you're doing, I am going to go ahead and cover it up just in case we go a different direction. But you can see how fun this project could be. You could just go to town. I was thinking you could put your grandkids' pictures, clip them to the inside of the snowman in the middle. Wouldn't that be cute? Like your little snow family. You could just print those out on cardstock on your computer, so you wouldn't have to worry about, you know, anything if it's not the original picture. I just put that down the middle and covered it up. So we got a really cute, simple bow for the center. Now here's what I was talking about. That's at his neck. If you wanted to do the bow more down low, you could. How cute would it be off to the side? You have so many options. You want to put one on his hat, you can. We're going to be going right here at the neck in just a minute, but I want to keep creating a little more fun and whimsy around and just beef him up a little. So you see this gorgeous gilded greenery to the side? Yeah, we're going to use that because why not? Snow and glitter goes so good together. And this spray is real easy to just take a couple pieces off. So I'm just going to cut one down here. And look, I'm cutting it out the wire, so I'm not going to waste any of it. And I get a nice little wire stem. Okay, so you don't have to worry about it being a floppy stem. It's nice and strong. So, oh my, sorry guys. If you knock over your light, it's coming at you. Now, the option is to beef up the arms, if you wanted to make them a little more whimsical with the green behind. Or I was thinking it would be cute to have this like up and down from my bow. I haven't put anything on, I'm just setting it there. A little bit down, how about a little bit up? Let me trim the next one. Just trimming it right there. I think that would be cute, just to have these going sideways like that behind the bow. There we go. That's the wispiness I'm talking about. Not too crazy, just a little simple. I have a little bit of the snowballs left, but I feel like I like those just on his arms. I think that makes them really cute. Okay, let's grab a little bit more greenery to spoof up the top. Got a nice big piece here, and if you want to make it a little shorter, I can come in and trim it. Just kind of cut it halfway, and I cut it on the wire so I didn't lose any stems. Got it. And I could put maybe these out to the side. Here and here, and realize I'm going to be coming and gluing these in with glue in just a minute. Oh, how cute! And she's coming to life now. Look at her. She's coming to life. All right, let's get one more big piece. Maybe have that kind of come off the top. And I'll just tuck that behind the cedar. Man, literally with just a few steps, we have souped her up. Taking her up a few notches. Okay, and that goes, oh my gosh. She's looking so cute. All right, I even have a gold pine cone if I wanted to use it. I'm going to pull it down a little so I get some of that wire. I need a little bit more wire on her. If I can get it. We'll try. I'm just going to take and twist it. Oh yeah, this wire's coming out. See? Got a little wire. We can throw the gold pine cone right in the center of everybody else up here. I'm just gonna stick that wire right into the grapevine. Twist her in. Ooh, 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 ooh. All right. Now, let's go ahead and get this center part tied in. And I can do that with my bow. So I'm going to come in with my cable tie and just go all the way into the grapevine. Through the back, hopefully. There it goes. It's coming out. You can use an awl to poke a hole if you need it. An awl. AWL. I think that's how you spell it. If it's not cooperating. Mine came back through, but it came way over here. That won't help me. I need it way over here. There it comes. That's better than nothing. All right, so I just went through each side. I'm going to overlap these. And now I will grab my cable tie and cinch that tight. And like we tack a little glue in there just to make sure they're not going to pull out. Especially if you're going to give it a gift or sell it. You don't want it going anywhere. Okay, I'm going to fluff up my bow. Get my little curls going. She's cute. And you know what? This snow girl can be for winter. She doesn't have to be necessarily for Christmas. I love her little arms. Okay. And I think I'm not done yet. I think she's naked at the bottom. She's just naked down here. I've got one more piece left and one more pine cone. Let's see what we can do. Let's cut this piece off. I love these simple Saturday projects, guys. They're just easy peasy. How about something like this to the side? And maybe we'll put like a little curl of ribbon down here. Ooh. I'm just having fun. I hope you have fun too when you create. We just get after it. So I'm just going to make a little loopy-loop of ribbon. So I've just made a little loop with two tails. Nothing too crazy. I'll show you it again slowly. So I took a tail. I want the tail just to kind of come down a little. Twist one loop, scrunch it. Okay, that's all it is. Little loop. And I'm going to be attaching it right here. Just as a little counter action going on. Not a full bow. Alright, we need a cable tie again. And I'll run that cable tie. I got to hold my bow at the same time. But I'm going to run the cable tie just right here to the side. My little bow here. Yeah. Yeah. I love it. Get it tight. Turn that off. I'm going to trim a little of this wire off too where I can't really see it and you can hide it behind the ribbon. I'm going to put, I think I'll put another little gold pine cone down here. Now, I still need a little more pine because I want a little bit shooting down. So I'm going to steal a little from that top piece. We haven't glued it in yet. I'm going to make it a little shorter. And I just cut it on the wire. And that way I don't have to use a whole nother piece. I can glue this up higher anyway. Okay. There we go. That's cute. This is lovely. This is adorable. And I'll push this one into the grapevine, glue it in. Oh, I'm getting excited. Okay. I was debating on the snowballs, but why not? Let's play with a couple. I'm going to cut these off the stem. This is so fun. So stinking fun to play with this. And the only thing I haven't done on here, I've wired some stuff on, but I need to glue the arms and things in as well. So I'm going to put a little snowball there. Just a little baby snowball at the bottom. You got to talk like a baby when you put the baby snowball. One big snowball up here on his head. Ah! It's so cute. I'll put the big one up there too. Like, somebody's been snowballing this guy big time. And then I've got a third one left that would look really precious down here on the top. Okay. My goodness, it's super cute. Now, let's take, I've still got one of the glittered pine cones, and let's not forget about it. Let's use it. I'm going to just twist that and it'll come right off. And this one I'm gonna glue. I'm gonna glue it right here where you can see where my mechanics are, and we'll glue it right on, and that will cover up all of that, okay? Now, the only little touch I think I still want to add is I'd like a little birch ribbon at the top, just to kind of carry that throughout. So I'm going to take this piece and just cut a piece like this, and I'll just cinch it up. Let me grab a cable tie. I'm going to grab it with a cable tie. And then let me turn this girlfriend around. Yay! And I'm just going to have this ribbon kind of come out of the top up here. So I'm going to go in to the hat, really close to those pine cones. Go in, baby. And then it's going to come back up the other side. So I'm just like I'm sewing, going inside, coming up the other. Trying to get it up. There it comes, see it? All right, and I'm going to get this tight, really tight, so it won't pull out. I just trimmed off the tail. And then all I'm gonna do here is some tight little curls that kind of just come out and around and flow like my others do. And you don't need these really long, just a little bit. Okay, what do you think? Oh my gosh, y'all. It's so good to knock the sign over. What do you think? I think you can do it, y'all. I am setting up to go live with everybody. Let's see who's all here and what's going on. I hope you guys have had a fantastic Monday and you're ready to party some more with me. Y'all, it has been a long day, but a great one. So no complaints whatsoever at all around here. We just got back from volleyball a little while ago. Kaya had a great game and they came out the victors. So a great day altogether, and I hope you've had a great day too. So welcome everybody, come on in. I've got a collection of some really pretty reds, some birch, and we're going to work on one of these smaller wreath bases tonight. So I'm kind of prepping everything and getting it ready. I want to tell you hello. Of course, come on in and say hello if you're watching live with us. If you're watching later on the replay, we are so glad you're here. Definitely. If you're viewing right now on TikTok, the replay will be on YouTube or on our Facebook page. Everything is Khalees everywhere, guys. So it's right here in the frame. Just, that's it. Take a screen grab if you're like, I don't know who this person is or where to go find them. That's it. Well, hi, Bonnie. Hi, Carmen. Hey, Suzanne. Hey, Teresa. Kelly's here. Good to see everybody. You guys, tonight we're going to be working with some beautiful kind of wintry textures, but I haven't played with these peonies in anything yet, so I'm eager to play with them, and let's see what kind of we can come up with. I'm going to start fluffing out my wreath base to start, and I want to play with this beautiful new, it's kind of like a cypress that's a cedar that's snowy, and it's got some little red berries in it. Hi, Stacy. I'm glad you're here too. You guys, if you're in design school, you want to go take a look at the newest tutorial. I love it. I can't wait for you guys to see it. I hope it gives you some ideas of projects you can knock out for craft show season and all that kind of stuff. Aren't those pretty, Kelly? I agree. They're really pretty too. They are just got a really thick bloom. It's like so chunky. Hi, Pat. So guys, we are going to start off with this base tonight, and it was too late for me to text y'all to let you know we were live and all that stuff because we were volleyballing. But don't forget to get a spot on our text list. And design school has just opened this week. So we only open up twice a year. So we were sending out an email today to everybody on the wait list to give them first chances to get in. And then if you want to get into design school, all you need to do is text us the word bloom, okay? So I'm going to be live this next week talking all about it, and hopefully our students will be joining us live too. So if you have questions, you can ask, but I'll be live quite a bit while we're making and creating together. So this is a smaller wreath base. It's an 18-inch pine, and I don't spend a whole lot of time opening it, but I just want to get a nice kind of even shape when I go around. Let's start with that first. Hi, Judy. I'm so glad you're here too. I hope everybody's having a great evening and had a great start off to your week. Is anybody over here on TikTok watching? I see you guys watching. Yay. Hello, my TikTok viewers. You don't have to be quiet. You can chat it up if you want, or you can just watch and have some fun. Either way is good. Triple D's here. Hey, Debbie Davis. Glad you're here to come and hang out with us. I think we're going to start off making our perimeter. We're going to use this guy. And I've got 2 of these bushes. Hopefully it doesn't take more than 2 because I don't think I have more than 2 here. But we're going to get started with it. So I'm going to trim these off. And let's decide if we're going to cut them or not. So I'm going to be making this on the table, so you're going to see me spin it around a lot. So I normally wouldn't put a wreath on a Lazy Susan, but I think we're going to do that tonight. And live on the edge. Living on the edge. Y'all, I'm screaming so much at the volleyball game. Oh, it was crazy. Do I have the small bases? Yes, Teresa, we do. We have these small bases in stock. We're going to have a whole supply list for you when we're done. But it's item number 50562. Oh, I don't know if that's the greenery. Nicole can tell us in a minute. She'll tell us, okay? And she'll put it in the comments, Teresa. Stacy, you got me on the big screen? Exciting, Stacy. Exciting. No football tonight. Stacy's a big football fan, so we're not in college football night tonight, just Monday Night Football. Hey, from Wyoming. Good to see you. I'm glad you're here. Okay, let's start putting these in. Now, hi, Vicky and Ramona. If you've never worked with a pine base, one of the nice things about it is you can easily put things in with glue. And what you do is you put it in with glue, but then you wrap it too. So I've got extra pieces that I can bring around to stabilize the pieces I'm putting in. So pine bases are super forgiving and not so expensive, just basic pine. And then you can add fun things to it to soup it up. Okay. Oh, Bonnie loves football too. Good, Bonnie. You're not a Florida Gators fan because I don't know how many of those I can take. No, I'm just kidding. Y'all, I got no skin in the game when it comes to football. Kaya's my super football fan. She was with her grandpa at the U of H game this weekend, and they got rained on. It was a whole thing. So, you know, it was quite the experience. Although she's been many a times, and then I think they ended up losing to KU. Jeez, all that for the loss. Hi, Dita. Hi, Dee Dee. I'm glad you're here. Look at Stacy putting her gators. She's just putting it right in there. Y'all are so funny. Everybody's got their teams, don't they? The Astros have been doing pretty good, and I don't even follow. I have been just so busy with life, and Kaya's really excelling in volleyball, so we're like all into volleyball. So I don't even know who plays for the Astros practically anymore. My dad is embarrassed to call me his daughter. Bonnie likes KU. Oh, geez, you beat our Cougars here last week. We went down. Hey, from Georgia. Good to see you over here on TikTok too. You guys, wherever you're watching, we are very thankful you're here, and please come and hang out anytime. I teach floral design. We have a class and all the things. We have a website where we sell all this good stuff you see us using. And we appreciate all of our customers and students. Without you, we would not have a business, and we're thankful for you. Stacy, these bases are actually pretty nice for the price. And you can come way off of them. I'm starting here just to kind of create my shape. And you can see how far I'm already coming off of it. So we're going to go all the way around. Hi, Sheila. And then I think we're going to add in some peonies, some twigs. We've got some plants. Bonnie's like, yay, we beat you. Bonnie, you're supposed to be like, man, I'm sorry, but, you know, may the better team win. Something not like that. Not, yay, we beat you. Jeez. Just took a beating. All right. Those of you in design school, when you go watch this week's tutorial, the base is so super cool. I will talk about it some more in the morning when I'm live with y'all tomorrow. I got back and it's completely dry now, and I love it. It's so cool. That's a little tease. It's a little tease for everybody else, but it turned out so cool. Yeah, if you guys want information about Design School, you're going to text us the word Bloom, B-L-L-O-M, and B-L-O-O-M, yeah. I'm like, how do you spell Bloom? Our text number is 832-734-5201. That's where you want to text us. Kimmy said the KDS tutorial is beautiful. Thank you, Kimmy. It's really pretty, and it's so easy. So it's one of those that I think could be a great multiple item for Etsy, or if you do craft shows, I think it would be just brilliant. And you'll have to go check it out. Hey, Barb. Hey, Janice. Glad you guys could join us tonight. Okay, let me bring this one in here. So you can see every time I'm putting it in, it is glued, but then it's also wired. So we're just crisscrossing those wires on there. Oh, thanks. Nicole just pinned that to the post here in Facebook. Now, if you're watching over on YouTube, just ask, okay? Anytime, wherever you're watching, if you need a link to another video or a course or a class, or you want to, oh, where is the wreath base you're working with, Clay? Anything like that. Just ask, and we are in there coming back, replying to the comments so we can help you. We don't want you to feel lost. You can always email the team also at info@calise.com. And we're like full service over here, trying to get you what you need and what you want. Making sure you can continue on your floral journey. Look how gorgeous this is. I mean, all we've added is 2 greenery bushes. This is so pretty. So I was going to make this a wreath, but I think now we should make this an all-around centerpiece and have it where we could put a big candle, a big battery-operated candle in the middle. Y'all always safety first. I'm going to cut this one into 2 pieces because I want to put a little there and a little here. So let's make it a centerpiece. I'm going to bring this one in and just bring that over. I think that will be fun. Or even, you know, like a snowman could come out of the center. Whatever you want. This icy new greenery is thebomb.com. I can't believe we just put 2 bushes in here and it looks this good. It's really nice and full. Right now, we're literally making fall, Christmas, and Halloween for all kinds of different videos and projects. That's funny. All seasons are going full swing. Okay, that's a pretty good start. I like that. Now, let's come in and let me bring in the peonies. Now, I was going to make this a wreath, but I think we're going to put, I think we'll make it a centerpiece, okay? Okay, y'all, there's some situation going over here on Facebook. Some are saying there should be a Santa in the middle. Some are saying there should be a snowman in the middle. So you know what? That brings up the debate. The debate. Hey, Charlotte, just text us the word bloom to that number, okay? I know it's a little confusing, but get on your phone and text that number, 832-734-5201. Text us the word bloom, okay? Just like if you're sending a text to somebody. Same way. So y'all got to let us know if you're Team Snowman or Team Santa, because there's a whole debate going on Facebook now. We were all friends, and now we just pick sides. Okay, let's get the peonies open, and we'll get them into place here. This is one of these new bushes. It's got a lot of heads. So I'm not going to use the greenery. The greenery is a little bit more muted than I really want to go in here. You could keep it if you wanted, but I'm going to take it out. And then I'm going to just cut each of these fairly short to a couple of inches. These are going to be pretty tight to the design. Oh, we're going to put some twigs in. We're going to go to town. Look at, we've got Santa, a snowman. Now we've got another snowman. Cindy says snowman. Oh no. Where is this debate going? Team Snowman, Stacy. Bonnie is just Team Santa. Hey, I swing either way when it comes to these. I go either way. Santas and snowmen. All right, let's pop in some clusters of peonies, and I'm going to just kind of create some little clusters and see if I like it or not. Let's just start with that. Sheila likes snowman. Oh, nice. I love it. Let's put these in here. So one of the classic design mistakes people make is they want to spread everything out everywhere. It's better when I'm using these larger heads like this to go ahead and cluster them. This wreath also has a direction and a flow. So instead of trying to fight that, we're going to try to stay in that flow. Okay, so this is all the kind of stuff I teach in design school, and I want you to try to kind of pay attention, because this is the kind of stuff that makes your work stand out from a novice who's never done this before. You can stand out and be a little bit more professional. Okay, so I'm going to take out this little piece right here because it's not really a true red. I'm going to pull that out, and we're going to just use these little hydrangeas in here, tuck them in, and I'll save this. This is a little more corally, so we'll go good with some of the fall things. Bonnie, no one is on Santa team tonight. You are alone. Bonnie's like, what? What happened? Santa's team is coming, Bonnie. They're coming. Here's a little smaller bloom. We can pop in here. So I'm just going to make 3 pretty little clusters. Okay. And once I'm happy with that, I can go ahead and glue them in. Ramona says, if I keep it, Santa, then after Christmas switch to Snowman, right? Ramona's like, she's going to do both. So I'm just going to dip these in my glue pot. I'm going to make sure they go into my base and not shoot out the back. Okay, it's real important that I am not going too far. And make sure they're being grabbed by that pine when you put them in, okay? And if they aren't enough, you're going to take and just grab that stem with the pine. So we started off with just an inexpensive base, and now we're working our way around. We're putting in 3 different peony clusters. Oh, y'all, I like both. Santa Snow. Is there any Nutcracker people? Deb, you love the flowered clusters? Good, Deb. Clustering is a whole design structure and technique we learn in design school, and that's what we're using today. Okay? So it just gives you this pop of color, and it's going to give us these little sections in between. It's easy to add our next elements. Make it so easy. So if you're not on our email list and you guys did not get an invite to design school because you weren't on the wait list yet, no worries, you can get an invite. We'll be sending them out in regular business hours, not here in the middle of the night. But just text us the word bloom, B-L-O-O-M. Even if you're watching the replay, text us the word bloom, and you can get a link for design school. It's 832-734-5201. And it's our weekly class where I teach floral design, all silk flowers. I'm a high-performing Etsy seller. I've sold thousands of wreaths, and now many thousands of supplies, taught thousands of students. So all of those things help me be a better teacher, help you learn from all of the mistakes I've made over the years. But I did craft shows for a living for 17 years, guys. I was a teacher when I first started, and then I ended up doing craft shows full-time. So I'm very familiar with all of that. And then we went online, and I started shipping wreaths all over the country. I really didn't, I'll be honest with you, I didn't ship a lot out of the country because it ended up being a big pain. But I enjoyed that part of my career, and now I still sell wreaths and do all of that, but my focus is teaching and sourcing and designing supplies that are so unique and different, where your work will stand out against everyone else's work out there. And you won't be just looking like all the big box store wreaths or getting your supplies from Hobby Lobby and all those kind of places. You're getting your supplies from somewhere else where your work's going to be unique and different. So this is one of our really fun picks. It's got twigs, it's got berries, and it's got pine cones, okay? And this will all be on the supply list. Hey, Linda, I miss you too. I'm glad you're here, y'all. Linda's a KDS student who has been recovering some big surgeries, and we are so glad to see her here. Sheila, hydrangeas would be beautiful, just in these same 3 spots, guys. Magnolias would be gorgeous. You could use a cluster of magnolias in each of these sections. I could use a just a single one. You can do any of that. Yes, it'd be fine, Sheila. That sounds beautiful. I'm glad you're here, Linda. So this is called shaking hands. It's my term for spreading out your pieces, okay? It's real important. This is something you'll see people do. They just get in a hurry. They shove the piece in that they just got, and they're very excited about it, and they put it in, but they forget to do this part. Okay, now some of this is real twigs, some of this is wired. So anything that's wired, I'm making sure it's facing front. I like to take these twigs and curl them and really get rocking. You guys, you have to text the word bloom to 832-734-5201. It's not here in the comments. No matter where you're watching, you're texting that phone number. Okay? It's a little bit different. And it's going to give you the information about design school. Okay, we have 3 of these clusters, so we're going to work these in each of these open zones. All right, and let the party get started. So I need to cut this one a little bit shorter though, because it's shooting out like 1,000,000 miles. Don't shoot out 1,000,000 miles, please. We'll cut it a little shorter. Okay, so I've shaken hands with all of those. They're also pretty. I'm going to hit it with the glue. And now we're going to just come in. I'm going to try to tuck this right under where my cluster was. Right there. Oh, perfect. Now I want this to come out and like create that dimension. That's something else we talk about and teach in design school is depth and dimension. It's my personal opinion. The more depth and dimension you have on your design, the higher price you can get for it if you want to sell your pieces. The more it's going to stand out in your home if you just make your pieces for yourself. Anybody can make something flat and throw some stuff on a base, but when you start to add that kind of dimension, it really, really matters. So try to implement that in your next project that you're doing for yourself. You haven't shaken hands since May, I know. You've been focusing on other stuff, Linda. Linda had an injury that resulted in some rehab and all that. She's doing great. She's working really hard, I know that. And we're so proud of her for not giving up, Linda. Not that you would have given up, but that's a lot. I just had a measly little knee surgery at the same time she was having all this stuff, and I can't imagine everything she was going through. Okay, let's put the third one in right here, and I'm still kind of tucking this one in behind. I'm going to cut it a little shorter. But you can see already we're adding just so much dimension. I love that part. Let's nip this one. I really could use a little bit bigger cutter, but so far we're just using 1 pick of this one. And then I'm going to bring some twigs in because I want some more twigs. We're not done with twigs yet. And I just have this on a Lazy Susan, guys, so when you see me spinning it around, that's all I'm doing. I'm just giving it a little spinorama. Right? So quickly, twigs take it to the next level. I mean, it was pretty before, but we just stepped it up a level. And we're not done with the twigs yet. Okay, they're just starting. Going in. Now, I'm going to pull out these big birch twigs, and we're going to put these in too, just to get a little more action, okay? Let's bring these guys in. I don't think I've worked with this one in a while, so let me just tear it and see what I get. I'm going to tear these out, and we're going to work all of these in. Okay, bring all these in. I know it, Stacy. Twigs are my favorite. Anything that gives it that depth and we can come off. We got some gorgeous fall berries in that just came in, and they're dangly berries. I don't know how y'all feel about that, but they're dangly. Oh my gosh, I haven't even asked you guys to follow, like, and subscribe. Could y'all do that, please? If you enjoy our videos, no matter where you're watching, follow, like, subscribe so you won't miss a minute. We've got lots of beautiful pieces coming out for Christmas and fall. And I'm not quite done with Halloween yet. I've got some personal projects, so you're going to see us doing a little bit of everything. I'm pretty excited. We're working on a new studio, and Honey Bunny's got that started. I've given design school students a little sneak peek, but We've got more coming. It's exciting. All right, I'm going to use my little zigzag technique to start adding these birch pieces in. And I prefer just to grab it with that twig if I can too, and not just glue, okay? Just to have a little bit more control. And even though these twigs are coming in, I want to make sure I do direct them a little. They're just not shooting wild. We're still staying with the flow of the design. Okay, let's keep bringing these. Oh my gosh, we're about to get twig levels unknown. You know, this kind of design is beautiful to put any type of bowl in the middle too. If you've got to do like a fresh flower arrangement, a beautiful glass bowl that you might already have can go in the center, and you can fill that with floating candles. There's just all kind of options. Linda Halloween, you know, you guys, Linda does a gorgeous Halloween display every year. I know that's probably not in the cards this year, but Linda, I'm sure the time will come again. You'll get back to doing it. Okay, I'm working these around the perimeter, and then I'm bringing a couple of these shorter pieces to the center. Still manipulating them every time I am, okay? I'm giving them some motion. Y'all, and I've got to do some Happy Mail. I've got so many videos to do. I'm going to be videoing till Kingdom Come. All right, keep going around. And what we're going to do when we're all done, we'll post the supply list up on the website. We won't be texting it out or notifying anybody tonight because it's too late. And we could blame that on Kaya because she was volleyballing till the midnight hour. But, man, she played good today. Y'all, she's really getting better. I'm so proud of her. She's working so hard. And she's making good grades. But she's only been 13 a week. And the attitude is kicked in already. So y'all might want to pray. Do some extra little prayers for me that I can know how to parent a teenager. Because it's all new, uncharted territory. It makes me nervous. All right, so I keep working my way around. And basically, I like a lot of twigs, so you're probably going to see me OD it a little bit. But that's up to you and your level. And that's something I do teach on tutorials and design school. I give you stopping points so you can feel like, okay, I don't have to go any further. I could stop here. Or, okay, maybe I do want to take this one up to the next notch and go to town. Lori, you love this one? Awesome! I'm glad you do. I'm having fun. We're working our twig magic right now. I'm going to keep going around the outside. We're not done yet. Dee Dee, you remember those days with the teenager? Oh my. Yes, fun times. Oh, yay. Nicole just posted the supply list, guys. So if you're on our Facebook feed, you can get the supply list right here. She's got the link for you. If you're on if you're just watching somewhere else, you can go to Keleas.com. That's KELEAS.com. And then what you want to do is click on supply lists. And this will be the most recent one. It should pop up. Your girl has added attitude, Stacy, since she was 10. Oh my gosh. Y'all. Prayers. Praying for all the teenager mommies. Oh, Stacy. Woof. You really like the twigs? Nice. Nice. Me too. And because these twigs are wired, we can like really come up and go crazy with them. I think they're so fun. Now I'm going to take a couple of these really big ones, and I'm not going to cut them now. And we're going to use these to kind of overlap more. Tammy says, you'll be great. You're a wonderful mom. It does get easier. Yeah, I thank you, Tammy. You're very kind. Kaya has been an exceptional child. So when she's testing, you know, our boundaries, it's just new for us. And it's going to be okay. But it's definitely new. Yeah, if you want, Tammy, if you want to get the link for design school and check it out and research it, no problem. Just text us the word bloom, okay? BLOOM. And the number is 832-734-5201. 832-734-5201. And if you text us the word bloom, it will text you the information back to sign up for class. and we'll be talking more about it all week, okay? Basically, we give you about a week to join, and then it closes, okay? I'm going to put my last piece in. All right. You can see I've worked the twigs in a lot. We've gotten super duper twiggy, but you know what? I'm loving it. I'm loving it. And you could curl these up tighter, like if you wanted to go crazy, these could curl back on themselves. You could just go to town. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? And when we put something in the middle, I will see if I've got a fun Santa that could go in the center of this. That would be stunning. Y'all, we're going to have so much fun. We're kind of transitioning into winter. So what we're going to be using is this swag right here. And this is kind of a woodland wintry base. I like it because it's got all this texture. You guys, if you've never seen us here together on a Saturday, make sure you like, subscribe, follow, because every Saturday we're going to send you out a text to live to tell you what we're doing live together. Y'all, I'm watching the comments everywhere. Let me pull up the Facebook comments too, because I know you guys are just coming on. If you go to text Kelea, KELEA.com, what we're going to do is send you a text when we're live, so you don't have to worry about finding the video. Let's see who's here. Okay, it's just coming live on. Okay, so come in and say hello. We're also live on YouTube. Hello, YouTube fans, Blue Merinos. We got people everywhere watching today. It's a lot of fun to be together. So we're going to start with this as our base. Now, let me tell you where I'm pulling all my colors and inspiration from for this winter project. And this is this swag. You guys, if you want to see behind the scenes and you're watching here, on my TikTok page, I'm also live, and it's a different angle. You're going to be seeing more of what my body's doing, not less of the project. But if you want to pop over there, if you have two devices, you can be watching us on TikTok for behind the scenes. And then right now I am live, of course, here on Facebook or YouTube. All right, let's see. Some folks are coming on. Hello, Dee. Hey, Joan. Hi, Diane. Hey, Kristen. Yay, you guys, I'm multitasking. This is fun. This is so much fun. All right, so here's our bow. Now, every Wednesday, I'm teaching you how to make bows. And this here is winter because it just has a little touch of red. We really stick with the green. So we're going to pull out this beautiful green in here. And then we use this snowy window pane ribbon. So it's kind of a winter-themed bow with that woodland feel with the pine cones and the cardinals. This we did on Wednesday. So you can go back and watch that right here on Facebook. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Janet. Hey, Christine from England. Hey, Sally. You love the branches too? All right. So that's our bow. So if you watched on Wednesday, you know how to make that. So I'm not going to cover this on the video today, but you can go back and watch that. We've got that step-by-step for you. Now I want to show you these other two elements we're going to use. Hey, Bobby. Good to see you. Hi, Sally. Hey, oh, good to see you too, Christy. So one of my favorite things to use in winter is these cool pine cone branches. If you've ever seen us do our church wreaths, we always use these in there. But we're going to use this today to pop in with the swag. And I can't wait for you to see how easy it is. And the other supply we're going to use is these twigs. Okay, let's see who's here. Hello. I see you guys popping in TikTok too. Cool. Cool. This is fun. I'm sorry, I'll get better at all this. But I'm new to having all these viewers to talk to. But I like to talk to you guys. Okay, so this is a twig, and it's wintry. So I've got, so think about snow, pine, beautiful snowy pine cones. We're going to combine all of those to put in here. Awesome, Faith. You got your order? I love it. I love it. Okay, so one of the things I want you to learn from this is how you can use kind of like the less is more theory. I know I'm always like saying I'm going to make something simple, and it's not simple. Kelea always adds more. But the first thing I'm going to do with my swag base is you're going to see me take, and I'm just going to lay this kind of flat. I'm separating out the center because I'm going to try to make this with the least amount of effort as I can. Okay? And these are great for multiples for your Etsy shop. So if you haven't tried doing multiples on Etsy, if you're a member of our Maker University business class, and you may know all about it, if you're not, Multiples are a great way to get volume on Etsy. So it's nice to create designs that are easy to replicate. So that's what I'm going to show you too right here. Hey, Sue. Good. You guys are awesome. Okay. I'm going to come in and spread this piece apart and literally just take it and flip it into 2 sections. Rotate this the other way. So one going up and one going down. Now, those of you who are design school students, I see several of you on here watching. Tell me what you think I'm creating right now when I'm having things change direction. I'm looking for 2 words to give me the right answer. And I'll tell everybody in a minute, but I'm going to give you guys a chance to answer. So these are my twigs. I'm going to try to lay them right down the center. Really not going to secure anything yet, but you can see that's running right down the middle. Now here on my base, I've got this little loop that's included on the swag, and that's going to be my hanger. So separate that out. Look at that. Faith says, Faith over on Facebook, she said, oh yes, I know all about multiples. I can hardly keep up this year because of them. I'm so thankful. Fantastic. Kathy Bryant, nailing it. Nailing the answer. Kathy Bryant said, transition point. So we're creating a transition point. So in design school, where I teach you how to create florals and learn all of the beautiful steps involved in learning how to design, not just following a recipe, but learning how to do it on your own, we got to create a transition point. And so that's what we've done right here with our twigs. We have some pieces going up and some pieces going down. So now that we've done that on one piece, guys, we've got to do it on the base. Good job, Diane. Transition piece, point. Yes, yes. So I'm going to do it with the greenery now. You're going to see me shift this greenery up. From here on, we chose a point. And then from here on, we're going to go down. We got it? We got it. Perfect. I'm going to shift that up just a little bit higher. Okay? Easy peasy. Wanda, you're so glad we're doing a winter one. Me too. Tammy's got it. Rhonda's got transition point. Good job. Vicky got it. You guys are awesome. Blue Merinos know what's up. I'm checking over on TikTok. So if anybody's following over there, say hello. I will have, you're seeing a behind the scenes view right now. Okay. So we've easy done that, right? We're making these easy, quick. We want to fill our Etsy shops and be able to reproduce items quickly. So, and then this is also lower expense because it's going to have less materials. So we're going to do the same thing with this piece. It's got 3 pine cones. In general, I like 2 pieces going down and 1 going up. So I'm just going to gently take and rotate these. You're going to see me just push this up, work from my transition point. Okay, is everybody following? Any questions? You're going to be blown away how cute this is when we're done. I'm going to rotate these and I'm going to place that in there. So I got 2 pine cones going down, 1 goes up. This is the top of the piece, that's the bottom. Now, we're making this for a swag to hang on a door. We're going to add a bow. Who knows what else this would be super easy to create this into. Now, someone said it earlier. I'm not going to give it away. Let's see. I'm going to give her some credit, though. Let's see. I'm going to find her comment. I'm trying to find it. Dang it. I can't find her comment. But someone's already said it. But what else could this easily turn into? Tell me, tell me, tell me. Some of you are going to have get-togethers. Tell me what you think we could easily switch this into. While you're doing that, I'm going to take and start separating these and crisscrossing them. Okay? So I'm going to bring my twig a little bit forward. And I'm going to crisscross these over. So these are going to function just as another way to hold all these pieces in. Okay? But I'm just making sure I don't cover it all up. Bring these twigs up. I'm going to keep crisscrossing at the top. Good, Kimmy. Centerpiece. Angela says centerpiece. Perfect. Kimberly said table arrangement. Rhonda said centerpiece. You guys got it. Awesome. Teresa, you're making meatballs. Yummy. I'm going to pull this up. Okay. Now this piece right here is sticking out a little too much. I am going to cut it there. Let me grab my wire cutters and we'll take it out. Make a pretty centerpiece. Good job, guys. So what change would I need to make? You guys tell me, what change would I need to make as far as my transition point we talked about? Tell me, tell me, tell me. I'm going to keep crisscrossing right now. So I just move a couple pieces out of the way and we're going to crisscross. All right, let's see who else is here. Oh, fantastic. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you so much for being here. Make sure you like and subscribe. I appreciate you guys. We could do a garland. We could do sections of a garland. We certainly could. And I'm crisscrossing to hold everybody together. Okay? So we took a simple base. We really stepped it up. Now I'm going to move this one twig to the center. Y'all are going to be blown away how quick and easy this is. This is so fun. This one here. Now I'm going to take, and I am going to cable tie one piece just to be extra secure. I have a long history of craft shows, and when people pick things up wild, stuff can fly around. So we want to secure that. Baking cookies, I love it. Thank you, Vicki. Winter would be nice, Linda. Yes. So I've got a cable tie right here. So I'm going to take and just kind of camouflage that a little with some pine. So I usually would just steal a little piece of pine from somewhere. That wouldn't really matter. Let me come underneath here. Let's steal this piece right here. And I'm just going to pop a little glue and cover that up on that cable tie. Hey, Mary. Thanks, Donna, for sharing. Thank you for sharing. All right, I'm going to come in here and just cover this up. So don't forget, guys, follow us over on TikTok also to see behind the scenes videos when I am live. Those videos don't stay up on TikTok, so you have to be watching when they're happening. Yo, Nori's got something. Nori. No. Nori has been grabbing the floral foam. Okay, look how gorgeous this is. And you guys were right. All we would have to do is change that transition point more to the center. But we're ready. We're ready to put our bow in, and we're already done. We're just almost done with this. This is what I love about Simple Saturdays, because can you imagine if you could whip out wreaths for your craft shows, for your, oh my gosh, for your Etsy shops in this quick? Let's go ahead and put our bow on. Thanks, Regina. Aw, Jean, glad you're here. That's okay. You know, today's video is rocking and rolling quick. Rocking and rolling quick. So I'm going to tie on my bow right here at the kind of the top of the transition point. I'm just bringing my cable tie through the back here. Of course, it's being a little ornery, being a little booger. You know, it's got to be that way. Oh, let's say you shared the live. Thank you for sharing the live over on TikTok too. Thank you so much. Somebody creative stuff and things is watching. Thank you. Yay. All right. So guys, if you want to know, if you're watching on TikTok and you want to be able to see the project I'm doing better, that is going up on YouTube right now, and it's on our Facebook page. And everything is Khalees. This is gorgeous with the ribbon. Now, what I like to do with the ribbon is kind of situate it a little. I generally like to take the back ribbon and bring it, kind of wiggle it around like that through the pine. Let's do this on this other side. Yes. I love that. Just pop it in. I don't get too fancy. I just pop those in. Those are cut at opposite angles. Aw, thanks, Leanne. Thanks, Margaret. You love the Saturday videos, Kathy? Yay! I'm glad you do. I feel like the Saturday videos are a great starting point and they're always great for shop fillers, and they're easy peasy. You guys, we've been live 13 minutes. I'm going to show really quick this on TikTok so they can see it too. Thank you, Kashan. Thank you. Whoa. Holy smokes. We made that in 13 minutes. Now, the bow was already made, so we did cheat a little bit. Cheat just a little bit on the bow. But I made those on Wednesday with you guys on our Bow Wednesday videos. So what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? Can you guys do it? Can you do it? Are you ready to implement some of this into your Etsy shops? Yo, multiples are the way to go. And you have to start off on Etsy, you know, really just getting a lot of pieces out there and seeing what's going to work for you. And then when something does, develop into a multiple design that's really quick and easy so you can make some consistent revenue. And if you ever want to learn more about selling on Etsy, just go to coachkhalid.com and it will take you to all the business training we have over at Makers University, and you can sign up over there. If you want to come join us and get all of our info, you know, we're going to text you out the supply list for this. Just go to textkhalid.com, K-E-L-E-A, and we'll send you out the link to all the supplies so you can make your own. All right, let me see who's here. We got folks watching on TikTok, we got folks watching on YouTube, and we got you guys watching on Facebook I thank you so much for being here. Of course, we are going to have more videos like this for you every week. Kind of, we're transitioning from Christmas into winter, and then, of course, we'll be doing Valentine. So stay tuned. You don't want to miss anything. When we get into spring, that is my jam. I love, love, love florals, so I always want to incorporate different beautiful flowers and greenery and textures into our designs, and I want to teach you how. I want to give you floral fun at its finest every day. Oh yeah, these are pine cones, Anna. Get on the text list, because we're gonna text out a list, and whoever gets the supplies first gets them, because we are limited on what we have left for winter. Aw, Diane says thanks to me, or thank you, Diane. You put in a lot of work. She's hit 450 sales on her Etsy shop. Diane, I'm so proud of you. Hey, Margaret, you're getting so much better with your decorations. I love it, Margaret. Debbie likes it. Nice. Dee Dee likes it. Sue loves Simple Saturday. Yes. Was this crazy? The neat thing is, does this look simple? No. No, this does not look simple. Nobody has to know how simple it is. We'll keep that a secret. We won't let everybody know, okay? We'll just keep it a secret between me and you. All right, guys, we'll see you later. Go have fun, with flowers every week. Go make something beautiful. If you don't want to sell this stuff, it's no problem. I encourage you to add floral elements to your home. They always, always make it look better. If you sell other products in stores and you love merchandising, if you can add a little bit of floral to your booths, to your craft booths, to your shops, I'm telling you, you won't regret it. It always makes everything look more valuable when you add that touch of floral design. All right, guys. See you later. Have a great day. I'm going to log off on Facebook and YouTube first. And then if you guys got any last-second questions, I will be live a little bit longer over on TikTok. So come join me on Khalees.com on TikTok. And I'll be over there for a few minutes after to finish up the live. Okay? Bye, everybody!